'cause we live, bitches!
Welcome to this theater.
It's alive. It's moving. It's coming this way.
Pops, have you been smoking weed during the intro again?
When not.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Brian, back for another episode of the Horror Movie Club, the club where, what do? We talk about horror movies, of course. We always make sure that whatever it is that we're covering, it's always a movie that's not behind a paywall, right? So, you know, if you get the link beforehand, you can watch the movie beforehand. Let us know what you thought about it in the chat or come on with us. That's totally cool. We're very chill like that. And also, if you haven't seen the movie we're talking about, then, you know, if it sounds good, I wish I could say that about tonight's movie. If it sounds good, you can always check. The link is in the description where you can watch it like free of charge, uncensored, but with commercials. But the commercials aren't obnoxious, so it's like, you know, I don't feel bad sending you to Tubi or Plex or any of those other streaming sites, because, like, I mean, the collection of horror movies is accumulating. I mean, it's pretty crazy. You can see a lot of awesome stuff completely free of charge on streaming these days. Anyway, let's get right to it because our guest doesn't have much time. First of all, got to bring on my boy Matt Butch Cleaver Burke.
What's up, Brian? What's up, everybody?
Doing,
how you guys doing?
son?
I'm doing great. I couldn't be any better, man.
Yeah.
Praise the Lord.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me here, and can't wait to talk a little Long Shadow too.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. But oh god, I'm gonna be a bad boy. Yeah, I got to do it. Sorry.
Say it again, Holy Ghost power! Holy Ghost power! I said Holy Ghost power! Power to change you when you don't want to be changed! Power to remake you when you don't want to be remade! Say hallelujah! Hallelujah!
Can you dig it?
So hallelujah. Big hallelujah also to my man Pops, of course.
Sup?
Yeah, who's like running the show and making sure that the stream runs like a smooth, well-oiled machine.
Yeah,
But you know what? Tonight's movie, by the way. Oh, Pops, did you shoot the link to Heart?
Yes, he's going to join us.
Okay.
He knows what's up.
Okay, all right, that's cool. That's cool.
He's watching right now, as a matter of fact. He don't want to step on Mike's time, so let's
Okay, so let's go. So we will be talking about Girl next, but first we got to talk to my boy Mike here. How are you doing, sir? Do you want to give people just a real quick introduction to who you are and what you do?
Yeah, of course, man. First off, thanks for having me as always, man.
You got it.
Mike Murphy, Chibi Comics. We've been publishing books since 2010, and we've been a part of CG pretty much from the beginning, late 2018, early 2019. We've got Samurai and Dinosaurs, The Gods Fear Me under our belt, and in April we're going to be doing double fulfillment on Deepwell and now Long Shadow as well.
Damn! So you're gonna have what, 4 books coming out?
This year? Yeah. Well, this is our 4th book, and while we're doing fulfillment on those 2 books, we'll be launching our 5th campaign, which will be Gods Fear Me Too.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Pinned to the top of the chat in the YouTube on my channel, Brian. You got to go do it on your channel.
And the
Pinned to the top of the chat is the link to Mike's book. You can go hit that link. It won't take you out of here. You'll still be able to scroll through that and still hear what we're saying. So
absolutely, thank you.
Absolutely. Is there a button I need to hit for that, Pops?
Say what?
Is there a button I need to hit for that so people can get the link?
You'd have to go to your YouTube channel.
I'd have to go to my YouTube channel.
And there's 3 little dots on the side of
the ones that you use to like wrench people.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and you pin it to the top of your channel.
Right.
See?
I just dropped a link right now so they could check that out if they want.
There it
is.
Yeah.
Thanks, Matt. Thank you. So, dude, tell people. I mean, first of all, The Gods Fear Me was awesome.
Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it, man.
I really did. And
awesome.
Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to Long Shadow. Now, you're going multimedia. This is not a comic book. This is a novel. This is a pulp novel.
This is a pulp novel.
Yeah. Now, anybody who knows me knows I am a pulp man to the core.
Excellent.
Yeah. So this is I backed it and really look forward to checking out my copy.
Great, thank you, man.
No, you got it, man. You got it. Here's the thing. I won't back somebody's book just because like they're cool. Do you know what I'm saying? I only back stuff that I'm actually going to read. You know.
Right.
Tell everybody what Long Shadow is about, because it's an interesting take on the high fantasy genre.
Yeah, absolutely. So, as we've said, this is kind of a modernization of pulp as a genre. Like, I love pulp, and I kind of, of course, like comics kind of naturally evolved out of pulp, the pulps, but
direct line.
The format itself has largely kind of died away, with the exception of like light novels in Japan and stuff like that.
Yep.
So I'm one of those guys that's trying to bring it back. And, Long Shadow itself is a mix of high fantasy and noir. Long Shadow is your new favorite ogre detective for hire.
That's so badass. So it's got, I mean, does this have like a Raymond Chandler kind of a vibe? You know what I mean? Like,
it's that there's a bit of with the mystery, there's a bit of the shadow in there. There's a bit of Conan and more Solomon Kane, but again, like in that wheelhouse.
Massive Solomon Kane stan.
Exactly. So yeah, it's there's bits of all that in there, just like with Deepwell. The vigilante in that is kind of this. I hate the word, but he's kind of a amalgamation or pastiche of like every vigilante in fiction. So yeah, like there's a bit of everything that I like about the pulps in there.
That's awesome. And tell us about the central character, because he's a really interesting sounding hero.
Yeah. So my thing with Long Shadow is I tend to like outsider characters, and people have called me on. There's a bit of like autobiographical nature to like what I'm doing with Long Shadow, and I'm not going to deny that. Like Long Shadow himself is a character that I've been role playing as for like over a decade now. Like, be it
so this isn't a subgenre. This is in its own subgenre.
Yeah, it borders on a self-insert, man.
So it's basically, I mean, because this has been done many times before. So like, it's not like, I mean, I'm trying to think. What was the first one? It was like, I think it was Poison Elves.
Yeah.
And I think Goblin Slayer now, where you actually have like people writing great stories using their characters. And that's one of the things that I always thought was so great about Dungeons and Dragons when I was a kid, and why I was so disappointed when it got like shut down during the Satanic Panic. Was, oh my God, this is like teaching kids how to be creative.
Right. Yeah, and like one of the most recent, and it's not too recent, but one of the most recent examples I can think of would be something like Battle Chasers. Like Joe Mad has often said, like that's basically just the campaign he and his friends ran through their teens and 20s.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can go all the way back to Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman. The Dragonlance stuff all came
Right.
out of a game.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. It's an
Actually,
interesting
when I
subgenre.
first started playing EQ, our guild had a forum, and we had a running story where people would go add a paragraph to the story as the story evolved, right? So
Nice.
it was centered around a bar, obviously an inn. It's high fantasy, right? There's got to be an inn where everybody meets.
Yeah.
But that's where people would go to trade the stories of the adventure they just went on.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Dude, it was all interactive. It was awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically what role-playing games are, is they're collaborative storytelling.
Exactly.
Let me bring up your campaign.
Sure.
I got it. If you want to just
Oh, yeah.
bang, I can do that.
Thanks, Pops.
There you go.
I am out of sorts today.
I got you.
Out of sorts. Thank you, brother. Let's go over the tiers really quickly, dude.
All right.
Let's do it.
Swag bag.
Get the swag bag. I got it.
Yeah, that's what you want to get, people.
This is something I talked to Mike about the very first time I talked to him. I said, map. You gotta have a freaking map, dude.
Gotta have a map.
You have to. You have to. It's
every book you've ever read that has a map at the beginning, every town or landmark that you come to in the book, you run back to the beginning of the book where that map is to see if it's on there.
Yes.
I second that, Pop.
Dude, gotta have it.
It's an old high fantasy tradition, and what can I say? It freaking works.
Yeah, and like when I put the original art up for the map on the campaign, it was one of the first things that sold. So people like their maps.
Yes.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, we do.
Got the digital edition, $15.
Mm-hmm.
Because oddly
audio
enough,
book as read by Mike. That's another new one.
Yeah,
Guys.
I'm gonna have to get that one. I'm gonna have to get that
That's
one.
another new one.
Yeah, and so also
Mind blown.
That's a cool idea.
Thank you. So for people who back the book physically or digitally, I'm going to be tossing in a copy of the audiobook on the house.
Oh,
nice.
yeah.
The tier is specifically for just people who are interested in the story, but like just aren't big readers,
Right.
It's brilliant.
Oh, I love audiobooks. I think that they're very underrated, that there's this attitude like, oh, you have to listen to books, you can't read them. It's just
I like it when they actually use like voice actors for each different character.
Dude,
the
world
It turns into a show.
I'll never stop talking about how much I love the World War Z audiobook. It's amazing.
Right.
That's amazing. I mean, because the movie, they just bought the rights just to have the title.
Right.
The movie has nothing to do with the novel. And that Henry Rollins in there as like an ex-SEAL bodyguard. They had Mark Hamill as a Marine. That Jürgen Prochnow as a German soldier. Right. So, it's amazing. Because each chapter is, you know what? I'm going to shut up about World War Z. We're supposed to be talking about Long Shadow here. God damn it!
No, but I'm a big fan, man. Like, I dig radio plays too. Like the stuff that the BBC pumps out every once in a while is incredible, man.
They're ghost stories, especially.
Yes, the ghost stories.
God, the James ones, or God, yeah, man, I love that stuff. It's you're an old school kind of a guy, right?
Yeah, a little bit, man. Yeah, I mean, like I'm in my 40s, but like it is something that like I did grow up around because of my dad. Like I grew up with like just a wall of pulp novels in the basement, and just all this stuff, man. It's always been a part of my life.
That's how you got infected.
Yeah.
Nice. I shouldn't say infected. I should say colonized.
I got one word for the audiobook for everybody. Okay, that drives traffic. Yeah. You're sitting in traffic on the freeway, 605, 91. You put one of those bad boys on, you're in heaven. I'm telling you.
I'm telling you, it's just like you could like
holy crap.
Listen to like AM radio, or you can you could have like Ray Bradbury sitting next to you telling you a freaking story. I love audiobooks. And we got to talk about the Preston alternate cover, the variant.
You knew that was coming, right? You knew.
Yeah. Because Preston is the freaking man, the best artist working in freaking Comicsgate. There, I said it. What?
Every time, man. Best Preston.
What's up, Woody?
Yeah. Hey, Woody.
And you know what? What up, Woody? And you know what especially gets me is that he's leveled up again this year. I used to look at his stuff and I'd be like, oh, that's like so Frazetta, right?
Right.
Or I'd be like, oh, that's so Bisley. Now I look at his shit and I'm just like,
Oh,
that's so Preston.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, no, Preston's become his own genre of artist and book cover artist.
I know, it's freaking badass. I love it. Look
he
at
definitely
that.
has his standout moments.
And so this is going to be the cover. Just these pencils.
Yeah. So it goes back to the Gods Fear Me. Like, we have this tradition where he handles all of our alternate covers, and they're all in black and white pencil to kind of contrast with the main covers, which are, of course, like full color and done upright.
How does he do that, man?
I know, dude. The only direction I gave him, like, I told him I wanted the cover to feature redlocks, and I just said, just go full Frazetta. That's all that I said to him.
Man, he did you one better. You went full Preston.
He went full Preston.
Fuck yeah. Oh, man. Oh, I love that dude. But also, we can't forget there's also another variant cover by my boy.
Yep. The one and only.
Simon Sim Poitier.
Yeah, this was originally just going to be a bonus pinup for backers, and like, he started playing around with coloring it, and I was like, dude, that would look good as a cover. And he was in his Canadian accent, he was like, well, fuck it, I'll just do it then.
I'll just do it then.
This is why Preston and Sim are the men. Okay, I love those freaking dudes.
Yeah, they're the best.
Oh shit.
And Sim's another one, man. Like, since we started this whole thing, like, I've loved watching him grow and evolve as an artist.
Oh my god,
Dude,
it's my
levels
favorite
up every
thing.
day.
It's one of my favorite things about being part of the scene is seeing people level up.
Mm-hmm.
And Sim is another one of those guys. He's leveling up. It's so freaking exciting.
It is.
I love it. It's like, when I was a kid and I was reading like the old Daredevil comics, and this guy Frank Miller took over the illustrating duties, and he was aight, but as he progressed, you saw him become Frank Miller.
Right.
That's what we're watching with these dudes.
Yep.
Right. And there's that famous story about Frank Miller. Like, he goes to John Byrne and, like, he's talking about his run, and John Byrne's like, You're the noir guy, so be the noir guy. And he told him to basically light the Kingpin. So that famous shot of the Kingpin lighting the cigar. Is all because of John Byrne.
Oh my god!
I gotta bring up one other guy.
I didn't know
gotta
that.
bring up one other guy that just blew me away, and that's Jeremy Debineau with Beckon. Dude, that dude's Tim Vigil level artist. He's killing it, man.
Oh my god!
Oh, nice.
Wait, I know the guy. Wait, do I know the guy you're talking about? I think I know the guy you're talking about.
Yeah, he was just on the show with Ginge and Pedro before
that's
this
right.
show.
Yeah.
Dude,
Oh my god,
that artist, fucking amazing.
Dude, we're I mean, damn. We have like oh man, all the talent is in the scene, man.
Hey,
what up,
of,
Sim?
See,
Yo,
Sim.
what up,
guy.
you sexy Quebecois, you?
the link is over there in the DM
Mr.
chat.
Sexy Man. But yeah, dude, we were just talking about how dope this cover is, and how you are one of those dudes that is leveling up. Now, I'm not sure who did the colors on this. Was this Beacon? Was this Scott's?
I thought it was Scott at first too. No, like, this is just all Sim.
Yeah, that shit's badass.
Is it?
I think it's his best piece, dude.
Yeah,
my personal favorite.
God damn.
And if you look at the sword up front, you can see all the glass detail, because that's a glass sword that he put in there. It's gonna be a beautiful cover.
Damn.
All me, motherfuckers.
Badass. Like certifiable badass, like Sonny Chiba level badass. Symbol, fuck you up, people.
Like, I could watch a cartoon of that style of Long Shadow. You know what I mean? Like a primal style one. You know what I mean?
That would be great. I could also see. That would be great.
I wish, man. I wish.
That would be. I mean, that would be the ultimate, of course. But I could also see this as like a Ralph Bakshi, like a rotoscope thing.
Oh, dude.
Oh yeah.
Did you guys see like the Spine of Night?
No.
That's a new movie that's done like in the exact same style as the Ralph Bakshi films, and it's really quite good.
Yeah, I've had the Steelbook for like 6 months now. I still haven't sat down and watched it.
Give it a look. It's good. It's not perfect.
Yeah.
It's a little woke, here and there, but you haven't. I mean, people don't make movies like that anymore.
Right, of course.
So it's like, I mean, it's like Ralph Bakshi pretty much as a style disappeared with Ralph Bakshi. What up, Grey Wolf? Got Grey Wolf in the house.
Grey Wolf.
Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. We really do appreciate you. And go check out this book. Go check out this campaign. The link should be in the chat. And back, I was going to say back indie comics. Back indie pulp novels.
Look at this. Look at this art, dude.
I know, it's so cool. It's so cool.
Yeah, I can talk about Preston and Sim all day, but Jeff has been killing it on this book, man.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, he has. He's another guy that I've seen growing. Like somebody that was, I think, kind of afraid to put his stuff out there. Do you know what I mean? Sort of shy and self-conscious,
right,
about his art, and
look at him now.
And look at him now, And but if I do have any favorite thing about this scene, it's watching people watching us and then going "fuck it" and then doing it themselves.
Right.
And then hopefully they'll, and then they'll inspire somebody behind them, and it just keeps growing and growing.
Yeah, I don't even know how Jeff came into my wheelhouse, but he's just one of those dudes that I've been following for a couple years now, and
yeah, me too.
Every time he posts something, I just think that guy would kill it on a pulp novel. So when this whole thing actually rolled around, came up and came together, I was like, I have to convince him to do it.
Nice, wonderful. Did you find that was the case with him? That he was a little shy about which I can understand.
Sure, not necessarily shy. It was more so can I actually see this thing through and do I have the time, and he was worried about doing the book right and doing it justice and keeping up with his commissions. I'm like, man, you're gonna knock it out of the park.
Now we should have been showing this shit off first.
Yes, we should. Yes, we should.
No.
Yes, we should. And Matt is another one of those dudes who is leveling up.
Yep.
Thanks, Brian.
No, dude. I don't give false compliments. But your work is. I don't know, man. I realize I'm biased. I'm a black and white stan, but I love your stuff so much more in black and white than I do in color.
Thanks, brother.
You got it, man. You got it. And
if you get a colorist that won't wipe out any of that line work,
right,
then it would be awesome. But it's hard to find a colorist that can complement it without damaging line art. There's a few out there that have it mastered. There's some that just wash people's stuff out.
Oh man, I was on a stream with Preston, right? We were just talking about Bernie Wrightson because Bernie Wrightson had just passed away. And next thing you know, of course, we're busting out long boxes. We're taking.
You're really good at not washing out the line. Ollie, come on,
Ollie's my favorite.
Oh, Ollie's dude. I wanted to do an artist edition of Six Gun Gorilla 8, and nothing but Preston's pencils, because when I get them, they're so beautiful. I'm like, can it just stay like this, right?
Yeah, right.
And then Ollie came in and he laid down absolutely beautiful colors and preserved every single.
That's pencil. What I'm talking about. That's a colorist. The guy that doesn't wash out your line work. That's the dude. Well, that's the dude you want doing your colors.
Exactly, because it's not right. He doesn't make it about him, right? And Ollie's that kind of a guy, because when he got Dario's pencils and inks for the Cryptinals, homeboy's the colorist, and he was just like, yeah, no color.
Right.
Right. Like a great colorist knows.
What's up, Cam?
When to you don't want to damage it. And you want to make sure, of course, that
You want to
the artist that
compliment.
you're working with, when you're a writer and you're working with an artist, it's always best to let them pick their colorist. You know,
Right.
Don't outsource that shit to somebody outside of their circle, because generally speaking, they're going to have somebody that they really feel doesn't step on their art. But yeah, he had this beautiful hardcover book of Bernie Wright's and stuff, and on one side of the page, on one page, there was a illustration by him, and just the pencils and maybe inks, and then on the other side it was colored, and the colorist just like basically puked all over.
Oh no!
A beautiful, gorgeous Bernie Wrightson art.
And see, that's the whole thing. Sometimes you never, back in the day, you never saw the pencils.
Yeah.
You didn't see any of that. What you saw was what you got in the book.
Yes.
Okay. And then 20 years later, you'll see somebody who bought that original piece of art is posting it, showing it off, or selling it or something. And then you're like, damn. And you go back and look at the book and you look at that piece and you're like, man, they fucked that up.
Yeah, it's very common.
Even inkers sometimes, man. Like you go back and look at especially a lot of the Silver Age artists, you look at they're just bare bone pencils compared to some of the ink work, and you're like, oh no.
Okay, so the pinup tier, is this a poster, or is this an original work of art?
It's the original art that Matt worked up for us.
Oh, dude, you should specify that, because when I was looking at this, I was like, oh, it's like a pinup for $100.
All these, the Barra Clone Speaks is up here.
Yeah.
I was kind of going through slow and highlighting the piece next to the tier.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I got to the matte tier, I was like, wait a minute, where the fuck is the matte art? And I had to scroll way down there to find it. But yeah, we were here at the Beer the Crone original. You got the demon, the Lashley demon, Amun.
Love that demon.
Yeah,
I know. Jeff is really good.
Yeah, and then when I got to Matt Burke, then I had to go find it, you see? So I got discombobulated on my scrollage, but we know where we're at. We got some good stuff.
Yeah, man, without a doubt. This is so $100 for an original piece of art.
Mm-hmm.
That's fantastic. You can't beat that, folks.
Yeah, the Crone was 80. The demon, the Jeff Lashley piece is 80.
Yeah. So
Prince Mecco Strikes.
The Jeff Lashley pieces, the actual art from the book interiors, and they're about he said they're between 5 and 6 by 7 or 8 inches. So
and then you had that
about
bundle. Then there's that bundle right there that nobody claimed yet.
Damn.
Damn.
That's
fucking
the
Preston
last
sketch cards.
Oh, that's the last one.
Yo, $75. Bitches, what the hell? Get on
this is
that
what
shit.
I'm saying. It's
I would get it right now.
If I was the broke ass bitch, I'd be all over that shit,
Oh,
like
man.
stink on rice.
Now number 2's gone. Okay,
Yeah.
there is stuff down here that's sold out. Obviously, there's too much good stuff here not to have some of it be gone. But look, that
that's a good
Preston
piece.
cover's still there.
That cover right
Oh
there.
my god, $400. Ah!
That's a cover you put on your wall. Like if you got any bachelors watching, that goes right in your living room, right over the fireplace. And
I know. Look, I'm not gonna lie. I want it to sell for the sake of the campaign, but if it doesn't sell, I'm totally considering buying it.
Oh yeah, totally.
If it doesn't sell, he's like,
I'd have trouble.
For it.
I would have trouble. I would have trouble parting with that.
Well, it doesn't even have to even without the book itself. I mean, I'm just saying it's a beautiful piece that you could start a conversation. People are always talking about convo, wine party pieces, charcuterie parties. But that one just
pretty much like the Bisley piece I had on my Tales from the Adverse One campaign.
Oh, what up, Sim?
I'm not displeased and I'm keeping it.
What up, Sim Dog? Good to talk to you, brother, man. How you doing?
Sim.
I was just waiting for a moment for me to slide in and say something.
Hell yeah. Yeah, we were talking about your little scribbles, your crappy little all variant cover. Yeah, no, it's man.
Check this out. You talking about colors?
Yeah. What? Oh shit.
Let's see.
See?
Oh yeah. Is this you?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, Sim.
Look at the lines, people. The lines.
Yeah, that's all me.
There. The lines are all there. Even when where there's almost full black, you see the green going through the line.
I'll show you guys something else.
You know what I mean? It's
That's
like
fucking awesome, dude. Ding,
That's
ding, ding.
awesome.
Level up. It's so cool. Oh man, I can't wait to get this shit, man. That's gonna be
Check this
great.
out. It's opening.
Oh yo.
Oh, duder.
That's a villain, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yo.
He's like, I think he's my favorite character in the Natverse.
You don't even know him yet.
Nah, I mean I'm a visual guy, dude. You know, like.
And here's the boss.
Oh, there were
Really
people
dope.
who were like Darth Vader fans before Star Wars was even released. You know what I'm saying? That
Right,
shit
right.
happens.
Right.
Yep.
True.
You know?
This is what I'm working on right now. I'm working on the
So
lighting.
cool. That's so cool, dude. Oh hell yeah!
Oh, yeah,
Hell
rim light.
yeah.
Nice.
Mhm. Yeah, because right now, like, I'll show you the previous page. Little. Where is it?
Use Photoshop to color.
Yep. Because it's
A lot
it's
of
way,
people do. A lot of people do.
yeah,
still.
because it's way easier to keep
I
the
do.
track of the colors
Yeah.
for CYMK. Yeah. See who comes
hit
back.
Control Y back and forth.
Oh. So this is all you, Sim? You did all the colors here?
Yeah, that's Blood
Dude,
Brothers too.
I
That's all
think,
me.
look, I love what Beacon does. Scott's is a beast, but I think I like your stuff best when you do it.
Really?
Yeah.
this is the one thing I was going to say. Somebody who does color their own, somebody who does color, and when you're coloring somebody else's work, treat it like your own.
Yeah.
And I'm mostly working on this.
Oh yeah.
This is the.
That's the kind of result you'll get. That's
Right.
what I'm saying.
this-
Sim really, he's really good at showing us what he's trying to show us.
Yes.
Right.
so
Yeah,
Do you see a
um,
resemblance between those ship and those bots? Don't ask, but there's a resemblance, right?
Oh shit.
Nice.
Oh, okay. All right.
Figured it
You're
out,
getting
I
into
think.
some Japanese shit right there.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yep.
I've been saying it. There's mechs and transform.
I'm trans what?
Sorry.
It's a cool ass bitch in mechas, fucking badass aliens, Alien Legion
I'm
style
having fun.
shit.
I'm having fun rendering those plated arms out.
Shape shifting mechas. I get it.
Mm-hmm. I
Oh
keep
my
saying
God.
it. Pay attention to that ship. Oh, remember that second page that I did a while back?
Yeah.
I kind of reworked it too into a double page spread. Boom.
Whoa.
Oh,
dope.
hey, man.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm really liking your colors, dude. It's
Yeah.
And I've been
awesome.
looking at that piece right there for a long time.
Bravo.
so fun. It's so the word's juicy. Your shit's so juicy.
It is. Yeah, it's a good term for it. Absolutely.
I've been looking
Oh,
at
the
that
fuck-
piece for a long time.
It's like a nice strawberry, just take a bite of it. All the colors
Yeah,
just
Yeah, man.
popping. Nice and
Oh,
colorful.
dude.
Yeah. This is Blood Brother. It's all colored. I'm just going over it, doing the final little.
Mhm.
When you're done, it's always good to just like get it done. Technically, like done. It's okay. Then you go over and you do the final little
Right,
tweaks, this, the highlight, the rims, special effects. That could blow a bit more. But yeah.
Right, but at the same time, at a certain point you have to know when to back off. There's always a certain point where if you don't back off it, you're going to actually start damaging it.
But that's why I do it this way, because I try to get it done. I'm done. Okay, I'm pleased. Then
Right.
when the story's done, I'm gonna go over it. Okay, that could use a little rim light there, like this one. I didn't have this rim light, and I was like, Scotsman's like, maybe there's it's really well rendered. You have your ambient light and everything, but the spotlight doesn't show, and that's because I did like the rim light all around them. Look, a little rim light technically all around them to kind of.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's a dark area, right? So it kind of ruined the lighting a little bit. So that's why I'm going back in. Let's put some more highlight on, to show that there's a spot there.
Right.
And what I love about your stuff too is the fact that, like, my attitude towards computer art is I'm fine with it as long as I don't know that it's there, right?
Mhm.
As long as I don't notice it. And I never look at your stuff and think computer art. It always looks hand-drawn.
Yeah, most people are always like, unless you've worked at digital art like I did, right?
Yeah.
Most people just like, it's digital. Go, yeah. Because I treat it the same way, right? I don't draw any different than I would on paper. I
Right.
just use it on the
Right, so
screen.
it's just another tool.
Right.
Yeah. and I have
Yep.
safety nets, so you know, it's like being able to work on a multi-layer light table.
That's so cool. God damn, man. Technology is awesome, ain't it?
Mm-hmm. And I'm happy to know that people are liking my colors.
Oh, very much so. I mean, I don't know how everybody else feels, but just personally, I think this is. I like your. I think when you're doing the colors, it's the best I've seen.
Well, thank you.
You know, and that doesn't mean that you're a better colorist than Beacon or Inky or Scott's. It's just it's always about matching the right colorist with the right penciler.
I'm just lucky that all those people, even when they color my shit still looks great.
Yeah, it does.
I can't
it does. You
complain.
can say that. You can say that.
Like I said it, like Scotsman, when Scotsman does it, it looks like a high-end anime. Like, and like you guys are saying about my stuff a bit, right? When you're looking at Beacon, it looks like like it would be like a British European comic type of rendering.
We have a munchkin. We have a munchkin alert.
And then you have Inkspot that's like a painter.
Hi.
Okay.
I know, he's incredible. Hello.
All right, buddy. Hey, Dad is working. Hey, Dad is working.
Yeah.
Give me like 20 minutes, okay?
Okay.
All right, I love you. Get out of here.
What's up, Mark?
Oh man, I love when people's kids come on. Oh, that and like critters.
You go, Clark, do you like Superman? Up and away.
Yeah.
You didn't? What? You tell me you didn't use that one yet?
No, wait, kids.
Oh no, we've used it every time I throw them.
Oh my god, so cool. So yeah, everybody go check this campaign out. And
Is my color still available?
so
go get it.
When are you closing this? Because you're closing in what, like a couple of days, right?
We're gonna close January 9th. It's I think it's a Monday.
It's a Monday.
Okay. Do you have like a stream set up or something like that?
Not yet, man. I've got a day before New Year's Eve stream set up, and I'm gonna after we get past the holidays, I'm gonna set up that final week.
Okay. All right. Try to get the best
If
spot
it's
you
ending
can.
on a Monday, you got Jim O'Reilly and Rich doing Monday Madness at 3 p.m. Eastern.
Okay.
Goes till 5 p.m. Eastern. But if you got to be a little later than that, we can always figure something out, dude. Last couple hours is really important. So
No, when it
the
comes
morning
to
roast is back, Mike.
okay.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Mondays.
Hell
Yeah, I just reached out to Chris actually. So yeah. Well, that Monday might be a busy day, gentlemen.
yeah,
Yeah. No, what I'm saying is
you want it to be a busy day. You want
Yeah,
to
you
get
want
as
it to be a
many
busy
shows
day.
as you can.
Oh, and by the
But
way, Mike,
hit us
you know-
up as a
well, you know-
fallback.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Go
okay.
ahead, Sim.
Sim.
Yeah, dude, we're 5. I'm expecting this shit. Don't worry. So my point was this.
Yeah.
you
what's
can
up?
you're always welcome. You can come on the Weekenders on Friday morning where we just geek out about what the shit we like and dislike during the week.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Long boxes get busted out, and
Yeah, so far it's
covers
me,
come off the
Pedro,
shelf.
Chris is gonna join in. There's Canales that's gonna join in.
Oh, nice.
There's a whole bunch of people in the morning around 11:15.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
I'm not
yeah,
a night beast anymore. I started something new, waking up at 5 or 6 in the morning
Nice.
and working all day. It's
Oh, what
fucking
are you-
awesome.
It's nice.
What are you
right?
doing, man?
I got
I'm
up at
fucking
noon.
loving it, dude. I'm doing
nice.
way more work.
Okay.
And I'm also getting I'm not getting that weight on my shoulder that I'm not seeing my family as much.
Yeah,
That's true.
you gotta have that.
And
More than
it's
anything.
weird, but being the night, you have that little feeling of like, I'm not on the same schedule. I can't fucking just sit down and watch movies and have supper. You know what I mean? It's kind of
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
no. You gotta do that.
It's real. It's really good
Have
for
to.
your productivity. It's really good for your productivity. It's bad for your head.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think Clark's about less than a year away from starting school, and I think once he's in there, I think we're gonna reset our entire schedule, because right now we're still in that zombie mode. Bedtime for us is 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Well, that's like a oh man, yeah, that's brutal.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I got into
Brutal.
that bad habit because of Scotsman. Yeah, I'm blaming Scotsman.
Oh yeah,
I
no,
did
I mean, I got
Okay,
into it bad.
the joke
3 to
is this
7.
because he's 3 years behind me.
Yeah.
3 years, not 3 hours behind me in his in his time zone. So
Yeah.
for me, 12, it's 9 for him.
Yeah.
So
Dude,
sometimes I used to be up till him 3, me it was 6 in the morning, and I'm like, okay, fuck.
dude. I was doing that. I was on that schedule for like almost like 2 years. Like, right?
That's what I just did. Yeah.
Because when my mom got sick, at night she was like, she had sundowners, so she turned into like a little Energizer bunny, right? So I'd be up all freaking night. But right, and then after she passed away, and then I was just stuck there, right? It's not like I had like a day job because I had to quit it. If I don't have classes or a day job, my ass is not going to bed at like a decent
I think
time.
midnight's cool. Like go to bed at midnight and get up at 5 a.m. I think like you can train your body to about 5 hours of sleep, get up, and then that first hour, like to 30 minutes to an hour, just work out. You know what I mean? Exercise, and then start doing all your jazz.
You know what's the best part out of this? It's on the other schedule. It's like, fuck, it's already 6. Fuck, it's already that. Fuck, time just goes by fast.
Yes.
Now with the other schedule, it's like, it's just that. It's just 11.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's good.
Hey, it's just 3 p.m. Fuck.
You're trying to find your footing. You're like,
better.
cool.
I did so much today. What the hell?
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I
It
know.
was great.
It is. It does.
Mhm.
Definitely. When I was all out of sorts, all off my meds,
Dude,
like I lost like a month and a half basically of like
that's rough,
productivity,
man.
and now I'm just like,
I covered 20 pages in 2 weeks.
damn,
That's incredible, man.
that's amazing, dude.
Yeah, it's a lot, dude.
Mm-hmm.
that's
the hard.
fantastic.
In some ways, that's arguably the hardest part. It's pretty hard. I mean, all the flatting and everything. Like, Jesus,
Oh, I
that's the-
hate
it's-
flatting, man. I hate
fucking
flatting
hate it
so much.
Oh, dude, I got it down to a little T now with Clip Studio. Clip Studio has a great fucking paint bucket tool with a reference layer. So when you put your black and whites in the reference layer, and you start doing your paint bucket between the lines, so all you have to do after that is go in and do the fill-ins. It goes freaking fast.
I really got to get on Clip Studio, man.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah,
Like I do my flat, then I ship that to PSP
Yeah, because I just do like all my flats in Photoshop and all the finishes in Photoshop too. So it just takes forever, man.
You know what?
Yeah.
Let me just show you something. Let me just open a freaking random page here. That's not gonna be
Hey, on Photoshop, Sim, do you got a bunch of custom like brushes, or do you just use the ones that come standard with the monthly subscription?
I usually use what's there, like the broad, but I do have some special brushes for smoke and shit like that I got. But one Scotsman gave me the smoke one.
Yeah.
But yeah, you need custom.
Gotta have the right brushes, dude. I just use the standard ones right now. I like that spatter tool a lot. That shit's fucking dope for blood and texture and shit.
Of course, I use it. I use it a lot. And you know what's fun in Clip Studio, or you can also do it in there, is that you use the splatter, then you go into the effect and you put the line around it.
Oh, the highlight.
No, just instead of having the highlight, you put the line. So you put it like if you drew it and you filled it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're actually coloring the line work.
Oh
yeah, that's dope.
Hold on. Okay, Let me show you that little thing I was telling you about. So you guys get it's page number 1. So you've seen this page. It's just as an example. So create layer. I'll put this in reference, right?
Yeah.
Then all I have to do, let's just say, pick purple for my little bag there. Paint bucket. And it goes close. It has a close gap control, so you can close the gaps of the. You know the fucking annoying thing where it fills everything instead.
Yeah,
you can control it here with a level of 5, right? So you play with that and tolerance, right?
Back in a sec.
That's the only thing you need to play with. But then
it's the radius, right?
Yeah, but hold on, check this out. Multiply, boom. Right?
Oh, whatever. Okay.
So it just hits that one radius.
Hold on.
Pretty much right?
Let me go multiply again.
Doesn't do the whole page.
Boom. So I go back on this and then tuk. So, and you can just leave your finger on it, right? And the fun part is this, like let's say if I switch color right now, orange, right? And I want this to be orange. I click on it, leave my finger on it. Anything that's purple will turn it orange. Now what?
That's nice.
See?
Right.
That's pretty
the
good,
only
man.
thing is, when you turn it off, you're going to see that there's the spaces, but then you go in with the quick lasso tool here, which autofills.
Oh, wow.
Boom. You're flattening pretty goddamn quick.
Yeah, it's fast, dude.
Yeah, that is.
That's super duper faster than me.
I dig it. I dig it.
It give me 10 times longer.
It's a great tool. Like you play with that closed gap bucket thing, and
yeah,
and
Gets
once
that radius.
and sometimes
Fucking
once you're all done, all you have to do is create another layer underneath, and you go do the fill gap type of thing. You know?
yeah,
Yeah, it's just a little something I practice because, dude, I hate it flat.
yeah. No, it's horrible, dude. And it's
No,
like some of these books we need colors, you know, like
Right.
It's like most of them, you know. Your colors looking dope too.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
I had tips from the best.
yeah. No, and I love all like what Beacon's doing and Scotsman. All your colors, they all like flow seamlessly throughout your Natverse books.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But you know, Scotsman is retiring from coloring.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh,
Like,
really?
coloring big stories. Like,
Oh,
Okay.
I'm saying that as a bit of a joke. He doesn't want to color like big stories. He's going to color certain things, right? But because
Okay.
he wants to concentrate on this book and his story,
That makes sense.
and
Understandably.
do it. And you know, he's more of an inker.
because for that thing, you know, that thing, Sim, that we talk about, I fully intended to hire him.
For the colors.
Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah.
He's really good. Beacon's really good. Inky, of course, has his own unique style.
Oh, me, to be quite honest, I love Scotsman when he inks my shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a good inker. I seen him ink that Del Keon piece. Really good job.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't think it would be that interesting watching somebody color digitally, but it actually is.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's good taking notes too. Like the first time I ever kind of like learned some coloring stuff was on a CD-ROM disc from Brian. You know, guys know Brian Eberlin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How to color the Spawn way. Like it was the first like digital, that one where Spawn's standing like with the angel wings and the lights coming down. Yeah. Pretty cool.
I've never liked or let anybody ink my shit. I'll just say that.
Okay. That's interesting because
Scotsman inks my shit, and if he even knows that if he's coloring something and decides that something needs to be tweaked, doesn't even have to fucking check with me.
yeah. Well, no, I mean that's cool.
Just do it.
That's cool when you're working together. You're working with somebody you can develop a certain kind of shorthand,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
right? You don't have to be as specific, and and you just trust them to do the job. Yeah.
But I mean, that's mainly it. It's somebody you trust to do the job.
Yep.
Like, I'm not worried about Beacon doing my colors right.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm just worried about that it takes time.
Wait, what the fuck did Ollie just say?
Yeah, no, he's there. He's doing, he's gonna start working on his own stuff. He's got Sturbin. He's got a bunch of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's the thing. Scotsman's been working on Hero, right?
Yep.
And for the Inkslayer project, and he wants to be able to work on it. And so far, I'm laying it out. He's doing the finished art and the colors. So it's you have to decide where you're going to put your energy and concentrate your
It's true. It's true because you can only do so much. But busy is obviously good.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. But my first book published under the CG name was Cybershock, and I was the colorist.
Yeah, that was good.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's before I got here, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have those. I still got to do a review.
Yeah, it was very very rough, the art, and I had to freaking go out. Yeah, it was a challenge. It was fun though.
It's like people say that I'm like OG CG. I'm like, no. So y'all are OG CG for sure, man. Not a doubt.
CG was not there, and we were there.
Right.
Exactly.
It's been a ride. Man.
Out of the void.
We saw the explosion and the world forming around it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we looked at each other and we're like, "This looks good." And go, "I know."
We were those before there were light motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Before
we come from the darkness.
Seriously, man. Seriously, you guys are putting in absolutely awesome work. I just love to see it. It's just exciting being part of this scene. And oh man, well, at some point, man, I got to do a Natverse story for sure. And there was a little. Oh, that's right. God, I forgot about the Bible. that we were talking about?
Yeah, that I wanted some help to create a Bible because I need to put together my Bible for everything.
Yeah.
Right? But I need to have a Bible for writers.
Right.
So if I want to have like a writer to come in for like a short story for me or something, but I need to have a Bible for them that doesn't tell them everything.
You gotta have the rules. You gotta have rules. You can't get anything without rules, man.
Yeah, exactly. Because even in fantasy, you have to have a certain element of realism, for lack of a better word.
But
I mean, that's to say, in terms of not so much realism, consistency. Right.
Exactly.
Like there's something that, like, if you've ever read a comic or you've watched a film or read a book, and suddenly you're like, it tends not to happen so much in novels, but it happens sometimes in comic books, and it happens a lot in movies, where suddenly there'll be a scene and you're just like, that looks like it just came out of another movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or just
that character
weird,
just
you know
doesn't belong
like,
there.
Like, why does Black Adam speaking English all of a sudden? Like, you know what I mean? He should be speaking
Right,
like
and
ancient language. Like he like knows what's up, like in a matter of like 6 hours.
Right.
Resurrection.
Right.
Don't get me started on that movie.
I liked it though.
But don't get me. That's the thing. Don't get me started. Like it was an enjoyable watch. It was eye candy.
Yeah,
the characters.
The intro was dope.
But that's not Black. That's not Black Adam. Black Adam doesn't have the power of the Egyptian, and the fact that he disappears while he's supposed to be evil, and comes back like nothing never fucking happened.
It sucks. It sucks.
And that he cannot be defeated, cannot be in danger, cannot be beaten because of his contract, right? So you have to put that fucking annoying brat and his mom that switches like a fucking yo-yo.
Right.
Like she's one character, after that she's another, then she's like, save my kid. I don't care about my kid. My kid can be in danger. I'm gonna fucking risk his life. I don't care. Save my kid. Like the fuck.
The only seriously, the
like
only
I was
part
watching the thing. I'm like, you're the one putting the kid in danger, and you're giving shit to the guy.
Seriously, the only part of that
my
movie I
favorite
liked at
character is the
all.
brother though, because he's fucking awesome. Because when he comes out batting like a motherfucker, yelling like electric death, lightning.
Right.
Because you just find out that he's not gonna die unless.
Right.
It was fucking awesome.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, exactly.
I love listening to Sim get pissed off about films or whatever. I love it.
I know. Well, it's
So
passion, man. It's passion, And
my kids liked it.
Oh my god, man!
I was like this, so my son, like, he was digging that shit though. I mean, for
it's
for
enjoyable,
a young,
but story-wise,
it's eye candy. There's some eye candy. There's some comic booky shit in there for like a younger one.
That's the part that I liked.
That's
when
what I liked about it.
Showed up,
I watched it twice. I ain't gonna lie.
Like when the JSA showed up, I was just like, okay, well, it's not the JSA that I wanted to see, but it'll do.
Let's go see him Bond. Put on the helmet and
do some
spady shit.
And the fact that they were leaning into the goofy side. The corny side of the DC universe, right?
The way Dr. Fate died is stupid.
That was dumb.
Terrible.
Yeah,
it's fucking
terrible. That first fight that the JSA has with Black Adam, at that moment, I was like, "Damn, this is actually fun."
So,
and then
the intro, they had me at the gate.
The Rock cannot be beaten, right? So he needs to give up his own powers, and then when we need him, we turn him back on.
Yeah,
like dude, that part was stupid, but all the rest I like. Like I like the Justice Society was fucking awesome. I like the Hawk.
I liked how it was like in a Middle Eastern country the whole time too. They didn't.
Adam Smasher was fucking
funny. They stayed in the Middle East the whole time. I like that. I thought it was kind of cool.
Yeah,
like there's something visually different.
And Hawkman, they kept that goofy costume. I was like, thank you.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Because Grant Morrison is the guy who understood that
they kept the goofy costume.
The fact that DC's so corny, right? Because the DC universe, when I was a kid, wasn't anywhere near to me as cool as the Marvel universe because the DC heroes were kind of corny.
But my only problem with it,
but you lean into that,
it disappears. It should not disappear. Like you're supposed to have the costume, but the best is like, come on, leave pieces of it, like shoulders.
Oh yeah, when he's walking with the retractable wings.
He's just fucking jumping and like
he's like pajama. That was the Falcon.
He's in his fucking pajama and then. Like, what the fuck? Did you just go fucking Power Ranger on me?
Yeah, I didn't like that either.
It's like it comes on. It's like go Power Rangers.
Yeah, they come out of his butt or what? He just like
and then the last half hour, it's just another fucking like
or the bad guy.
MCU
hey, we established
light show.
Loans, we set up the bad guy, big powerful bad guy, big bad guy, bad guy. Last 5 seconds, he's dead.
Yeah, I thought. I mean, for me, I was like, damn. I mean, I like the fatality that he puts on at the end. That shit was metal as fuck. But I thought the fight should have been longer between Adam and the actual demon.
Dude, the scene of it is.
I know it was supposed to be a team movie, like a ninja, like sneak this in. This is a team movie too, so everybody's got to get a little like piece of the demon. So that's why they kind of like chopped. They like chopped down the actual finale with Adam and the demon, but he ripped him in fucking half. So that was pretty dope.
But worst of all, the fucking bait and switch, man. They got us. Well, they got most people. They didn't get me.
Oh, with the Cavill shit.
Yeah, I mean, like I've really been busting Finney's balls. I was on his stream, and I was just like, guess what? They're not bringing Henry back. Nobody they signed the contract for Black Adam. Blah 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 blah. I'm like, no.
They were supposed to, but they changed their mind.
Right.
Yeah, they hate that.
They were never going to.
It's all political.
Right.
They did announce there was going to be a Man of Steel 2, dude.
Yep. Yeah, no, I know, but I was.
It was supposed to, but
it's not gonna happen.
Then Gunn came in. He was like,
"But Gunn, yep."
You know what? I think it's kind of silly, like because a lot of us are blaming James Gunn. I think that's wrong. I think that that may not have been his idea.
I think it is.
I think it's full Gunn.
Dude, he's so fucking cocky. Like, if you know him, he's so fucking cocky. And the reason why this happened is because he wants it to be his thing. So if he keeps saying it's everybody's gonna relate it and say it's Snyder cut. So he wants to make his own thing with his own fucking actors from the get-go. He even said fuck you, Twilight Batman. He just went fuck you, Twilight Batman. But they did say that Ben Affleck was coming back, but he was gonna direct Batman.
Yeah, you know what that is? You know what that is? You know what that is? Where Gunn is like, okay, well, I just fuck you guys, especially for Henry. But you know what? You can come back as another character. There's no way, man.
There's no way. Like,
I was gonna joke around.
I'd been fucking pissed.
I was gonna joke around.
I'd be like,
then I was gonna joke around saying, no, I know what happened. The meeting was like this. He walked in and goes, okay, we have a plan for Superman. I want to make him younger and gay, and Cavill went, fuck you.
Nope. Yeah, maybe. I mean,
we're not doing Clark anymore. We're doing John. Okay, fuck you.
I heard they're doing the Morrison from New 52 with the t-shirt and jeans. That's rumor, but I don't know.
Well, you know what? Grant Morrison Superman, the All-Star was
the All-Star run. Yeah,
unbelievable. Was spectacular.
The All-Star was but they wouldn't rumors the 52 one.
No, they're not.
Yeah, I liked Unchained.
Elliot, I'm telling you, man. Like I called it that they were gonna screw Henry Cavill over, and I'm calling it now. The next Superman will be Elliot Page.
All right, man. I mean,
a little.
It is what it is. Like, look, in theory,
no, that's gonna be Batman.
Right. In theory, I understand
what
they're doing.
Look at those pecs.
Yeah, man.
They look like the Schumacher. Well, no, wasn't that Schumacher?
Schumacher.
Yeah.
It looks like the Val Kilmer chess play.
Yeah.
Nipple mocker.
Yeah. And I mean, it's not like we're hating on trans people, but this, you just know that they're gonna do something really, really, really woke.
Dude, at this point, it's fair. They hate us. Very good.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say
that's what that was too. It's not just that they hate Henry Cavill. They hate us, and it was a way to tell us we hate you. And all I'm saying is Chris Pratt is next.
Right, we were talking about.
They don't like him either, man. They're coming after him for sure.
They kicked him. They did everything to kick him off the fucking Gears of War project that he was kind of like trying to be in, and everybody wanted him to be in there, but
Do you think that
they tried to cancel him from fucking Super Mario?
Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we're gonna get a Superman or Batman movie with the action scenes that we had in Man of Steel and Batman versus Superman again.
They're gonna drink coffee.
I don't think we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it.
They're gonna drink coffee at Starbucks and discuss about their feelings.
I don't think it's gonna happen. It didn't happen in Justice League really, and it didn't happen in fucking the Batman. Like every movie after Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman, we haven't seen them fucking fight like that. No. Like the only thing kind of close was a little bit was Black Adam, but dude, I don't think we're gonna get it, bro. I'll be surprised if we do.
Well,
I think everything's gonna get fucking nerfed.
To me, since I was a little kid, I always thought, the movie that I wanted to see was like the Fantastic Four. I wanted to see you
I wanna
know,
see the tape.
the thing, and
You're
like,
never gonna see the Fantastic Four, not like you want it, man.
No,
I know.
you got to get
I know.
that Corman
I
tape,
know.
dude.
I know. Oh,
The
I
Doom is
got it. I
badass
got that
too, by
shit.
the way.
I got that
The
shit.
Doom is fucking metal,
The
dude.
Doom
by
is
the
the
way.
best Doom ever.
Yeah.
The problem with Doom is that they always change him. They're never gonna do him right because they're afraid the audiences are gonna go, oh, he's a ripoff of Darth Vader. That's why, because fucking suits are fucking stupid. See, that's the other thing too. When you look at these companies like Warner Brothers, it's a corporation like any other. And they've done studies on corporations and specifically sociopaths.
It's like
and the thing about them is they're really great at ladder climbing, but once they get to where they're going, they suck at their jobs.
Yeah, it's what we call the A, Bs, and Cs. So we have a whole bunch of Cs trying to hire some Es.
Yeah.
And the A, Bs are not getting any work.
Yep. Yeah.
And just from a storytelling perspective, it's so frustrating because it's like, in theory, I understand why Gunn is doing what he's doing, because you want to hire actors who are like in their mid-20s that you could like pimp out for the next decade.
They're not
right?
big names, exactly. Yeah, and you want to be able to control the narrative without going like it's Snyder or it's something else.
And also go into their backgrounds, make sure that they are squeaky clean. Search their Twitter history, all of their social media.
Yeah, the Flash was not a good thing.
No.
Aren't they keeping him though? Aren't they?
No. Like, dude, I'm telling you, like, this is going to be
2 years.
Like,
no one.
Everybody's gone.
This is
2
just
years.
a
See you later.
clean
Bye.
break. Like, it's just building it from the ground up, man.
Yeah,
like,
they announced it. Everybody's gone. Like Wonder Woman, everybody's gone. Bye.
But they're still going to release the Flash with Ezra
Yes.
Miller in it.
Yeah,
But
dude,
Henry Cavill and Gal Gadot are not in it. They're removing them.
Dude,
but they're keeping
They're
fucking
flushing
Ezra
everything out
Miller?
for 2 years. They're flushing everything out for 2 years, and the Batman's the only thing that's staying as a Elseworld.
Right.
And so is the Joker.
Well, I mean, I thought that they should have hit the reboot button. Like when I came out of the theater after having seen Batman versus Superman, I remember just thinking reboot button. Smash that shit. But then I saw the 3-hour version, and I was kind of like,
I love this fucking ending. I love the ending. The ending was so fucking dope.
Well,
but
like,
the 3-hour version
I never
is way better than the fucking theatrical.
Doomsday and the villains were dumb. They looked stupid as fuck.
Horrible.
But the fight scenes were dope. I'm sorry.
They were. Yeah.
Dude, the 4-hour Justice League is fucking good. Like, I'm sorry, you watch it, and the 4 hours they fly by. They just fly by. Okay, not during while the cunt sings and Aquaman leaves. That fucking thing, I skip it every fucking time because that's way too fucking long. You suck somebody's dick well, and that's it.
Yes.
Please don't tell me it's his daughter.
It needed to lose.
I just made the joke and I thought about it like it's so funny.
Snap.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, look. Here, it could have lost. No, don't apologize. It could have lost an hour, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I remember watching the last hour of that and thinking, this is great escapist entertainment.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, it was the first time I was watching a superhero movie in, I don't know, 10 years, and it was actually having fun.
Remember when you saw the fucking Justice League movie, and you're like, why the fuck is that picture? And then you see the ending of fucking Snyder Cut with the Flash, and you're like, how the fuck did somebody think of removing this shit?
I know.
Right.
I know.
Like the fuck.
Yeah, for the record, I thought that the Justice League was okay. I thought it was.
I mean that beginning scene that he put in there was dope as fuck. Where it has him fighting that thug on the roof from Manhunter, that actor from Christgau too. Dude, that shit's fucking
credit where
dope.
credit's
and then
due.
they took that out of Snyder Cut and like, where the fuck is that dope ass scene that we didn't put in? I was pissed.
I know. I thought it belonged in there too, or would have been great. You know,
dope. That was from the Justice League War cartoon they put in.
Yeah.
Snuck it
Dude,
right in there.
and also seeing Batman on a water tower, you never fucking saw
dope.
that shit.
No, that's what I want to see.
We have a guest. We have a guest. And he's probably pissed off that we're not talking about the movie that he recommended. What up, Hart D. Fisher in his house, people.
Why would I possibly be angry about you talking about cool horror stuff? It's not all about me, guys. It's not all about me.
We get it. We get it. I know. I'm just busting your balls, brother. But yeah, we should actually discuss tonight's movie at least a little bit.
We're only an hour in.
Yeah, only an hour in.
By the way,
everybody who's hanging out, thank you so much. We really do appreciate you. Smash that like button if you can. That's basically that tickles the algorithm's ass with a feather, and we do appreciate it very much so. So last week, Hart was on, and his book got funded on our stream, and we all did the Vanilla Ice dance, and it was awesome. Where's your campaign at right now, brother, man?
We're like at 2,100, so we're all set to go, and then we're going to be getting into band, and I'm just waiting on my introductions to come in from David Hayes and from Ethan Van Sciver, and then I'll be ready to take this puppy to print.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
Because this isn't a new day at the rodeo for me, guys. I mean, I'm a 30-year veteran of print products and
no shit you are.
Packaging, and I worked at an advertising company. I worked in adult films. I did slip cases, DVD cases, Blu-ray cases, lots of smut.
Yeah, boy.
Smut. Guys like Max Hardcore and Randy West, up and comers, and Seymour Butts. If you ever saw the Seymour Butts show on Showtime,
yes.
All the tapes behind him in the background when they're talking, I did all the logos.
Damn.
Dope.
You're a horrible, horrible man. You're just involved in a lot of like unsavory shit. Oh God!
Was that called, like,
I wish I had your
business?
life.
Man, in comics, you got to go somewhere, right? So I went into adult.
Yeah, man. Well, hey, I've always been pro smut. You know what I'm saying? But with the Max Hardcore shit, I mean, it just I couldn't watch it anymore. Smut in the 90s, it suddenly got really aggressive and I was just like, I thought people were supposed to be having fun.
Well,
like bonobos, like what the fuck? What the hell happened?
I was doing all those boxes for Max, and I was encouraging Max and telling him about taking vitamin B12 and eating asparagus and taking garlic pills to help him in some of his more unsavory activities, because I am a fine connoisseur of smut. And Max is a friend to this day. I worked with him in the mid 90s, and I knew him by his real name, and we've been friends ever since. He's a crazy, crazy guy. The porn he does is nuts. It's not for everybody. Believe me, it is not for everybody.
Yeah. Definitely not for me. When he got locked up, that was some bullshit. He actually
went on the inside of that was really bad, because he got locked up for the idea was the Republicans had said, hey, they made an announcement, we're going after you, and they got a lot of obscenity convictions, specifically in Florida. And I followed this case closely. I was working on a documentary about adult male porn stars and their lives, because it seemed to me that being an adult seemed to affect the men far more than it affected the ladies, I would say in a negative way.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
I've noticed that too.
It really impacted their lives and their abilities to date and have normal relationships with people. Yeah. And so Max was somebody I knew for a long time and worked with. So we were right there interviewing him, and I've got these interviews from right before he had to go into prison. So I was aware of a lot of his legal defense and what was going on, and how the judge had given the jury specific instructions. It seemed like they were hell-bent on getting this conviction, because I worked with Max went to jail for obscenity. Rob Black, who I was working with, went to jail for obscenity. And then Michael Diana, whose work I published through Boneyard Press, went to he got convicted of obscenity.
Hey man,
so
I was there. I was there with Mike Diana day one before he got famous. I was getting shit in the mail from that guy. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the video that he did, Baked Baby Jesus, and all that stuff. This was during the whole misanthropy chic thing of the 90s, Jim Code and Answer Me and all that stuff. I was balls deep in all that shit.
I've had drinks with Jim Goad. I was there for part of the Angry White Male tour that Answer Me did with the Satanist dude from Chicago. And it was a total, utter debacle, and Mike was a part of that. When they came through town, they stayed at my house, stayed on my couch.
Oh, man.
That was nuts. Awesome. That Angry White Male tour was insane. And
I can imagine.
It really was. I mean, they say they lost footage, but I think they disappeared footage from that tour to make sure that people couldn't legally come back on them. There was some crazy shit going on in that tour. Absolutely insane
stuff.
My
God. You have to love it when people do criminal shit and film themselves.
Ryan, just a heads up, if you check in private chat,
Yes.
Mike said he has to bounce. So
let's Mike.
Bye.
Thank you so much for hanging out, brother, man. We really do appreciate you. And before we sign off later, we will remind people to go back Long Shadow.
Oh, it's all good, man. It's all good. Thanks. And yeah, like I was saying in the chat, like I got to sit in on after the holiday.
Oh, sorry, you're roboting, brother, man.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, absolutely, dude. And set up as much shit as you can in the remaining days, and think of us as like a backup. A backup plan or something like that. And what I'm saying is, anything we can do to be of service, we got you back.
Will do.
And
thanks,
good luck on your campaign. You know, keep your chin up, keep going for it. You're going to do a ton of these fucking interviews. Keep networking, and good luck with the campaign, brother.
Thanks so much, Chart. It's good to meet you, man.
Mike.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Peace. So, girl next. All right.
I have no clue what that is.
It's
it's
the movie that Hart recommended we watch.
And all I know is that it's a very recent movie for you guys. What the hell?
It is.
It won Best Feature of the 2021 American Horror Film Festival. I've been doing a film festival in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin since 2017. And I'm the sole judge. I do not allow any fucking panel to decide what comes on
my so festival. No bias.
I feel that I give the judging out to other people, like the person who is in charge of feature films was Dieter Sturm, who's an Oscar winner here in Lake Geneva. He created Biodegradable Snow. You guys might have seen him. If you're a Gary Gygax fan, if you're a fan of Dungeons and Dragons,
of course.
Dieter was their head of publicity back in the early 80s and was on the famous 60 Minutes segment about Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, man, I remember that, man. That was the end. That was the end for Dungeons and Dragons because 60 Minutes came right out and said Dungeons and Dragons causes people to self-delete themselves.
Yeah, it was a very interesting episode. And so Dieter was part of our judging staff. Another member was a gentleman named Daniel, who had worked as an executive in the theater game. He worked for a Lake Geneva theater. He worked for Marcus Theater Group, the largest independent theater chain in Illinois, in the Midwest. And he also worked for the Imagine Theater Group, where we did our festival. So I felt these people brought a professional angle into the judging process instead of somebody's mom or some fan or some local horror host. These are professionals that work in the business. So I would choose the films that went in the festival, but I had outside judges that came in and they made the decision of what was best. And I didn't interfere with it at all.
You were curating, but then you had a jury system like they have like at the Cannes Film Festival, that kind of a thing.
Not even a jury. I picked one person. I didn't even want to have the jury thing. I picked a person whose judgment I thought was professional and interesting and a little bit outside of horror. I wanted to bring in some voices that weren't your usual, I've seen everything in horror. So they brought something really fresh to our judging process. And Girl Next won Best Feature, and it was our midnight film. And this movie looks fantastic in 4K on a big screen.
I got to be honest with you, brother. I wasn't crazy about it.
That's okay. That's all right.
Matt, did you watch this?
Yeah.
What did you think?
It was out there, man. I watched it over a span of like 7 hours, but that intro really gets you in there, like right there.
Man.
What the fuck? Like, where's the movie gonna go from here?
It starts right out because I'll say one thing about the movie: it doesn't fuck around. It
grabs you right by the throat. Like some movie, like it's a fucking term a lot of people say, but this one does grab you by the fucking throat. And it pulls you right in from the get.
It's mean. It's nasty. It lets you know that it's going to be mean and nasty. From the opening scene,
dude. But he got
it's
weird.
Goes right for the. It opens with the
very cruel
violence.
Very cruel.
It opens with
that word.
It opens with punani violence. Normally, that would be something that you'd work up to, right? Like, remember when we did New York Ripper?
Yeah.
Right. That scene with the punani attack. That's in the bottle. That's in like the second act of the movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This just opens right with it.
Yeah.
And so immediately I start thinking like, oh, so this is going to be like Saw, and of course, it's not. The title, when you look at it, looks like it's from like the 1950s.
50s, right? Yeah.
Right, and you understand that like at least part of this movie is going to kind of take place inside somebody's head.
Right.
Although parts of it take place in different characters' heads. The opening scene's pretty compelling, where this woman is just going out to her car. We don't know anything about her, and suddenly, a van pulls up, and dudes grab her, throw her in the van, like this is like, I don't know, like Eastern Europe or something.
Well, it's a straight up sex slave operation. I mean, that's the thing about this is what we're thrown into the middle of is an abduction and then the indoctrination, because they are creating sex slaves they're creating dolls, living dolls is what they're doing, and they're using drugs and torture. And a lot of this is real psychological beatdown stuff.
So like
especially the interesting thing is the psychedelic drugs that they're using for the brainwashing. And I felt that and the hallucinations were very compelling. And that's where I think that like this is a big screen movie, because when you see this on the big screen, it is far more overwhelming than seeing Cannibal Holocaust at home. When you see Cannibal Holocaust on a big screen, it's got far more impact. And this is a film that I found had a lot like, I feel a lot like how you guys feel. Like I was a little underwhelmed when I was watching it on a TV at home in my safe little living room. Right. But at the theater in 4K with the killer sound and the popcorn, it was so much more overwhelming. And then their surround sound was really good. The mixing and production value on this is fantastic. And so that's why it won Best Feature, because we had to make the decision based on what it looked like in the theater.
Right. Yeah. Isn't it interesting how some films, and I don't know what it is, I don't think it's anything that you could put your finger on, but some films work better on the small screen. Some films work better on the big screen. For instance, Star Wars, I always thought worked better on TV for some reason.
Super Troopers works better on the small screen than the big screen.
Right. Yeah, I mean it's interesting. I mean, it's one of the things I love about having an Alamo Drafthouse by me is I've gotten a chance to see movies that I've only ever seen on a small screen on a big screen. Right? Mm-hmm. Like I'd never seen a Sergio Leone movie on a big screen before.
Oh, wow, that's a revelation. I've been able to see his films at Man's Chinese Theater in LA.
Oh, you lucky mofo.
Yeah. This is why I really advertise to anybody at home, like, you got to go out and do the theater experience. Like,
you do.
I live by Chicago, and when The Hateful Eight came out, I took my wife and I met up with my friend Benoit from Deluxe Tattoo, and we went and saw it at the Music Box Theater in 70 millimeter, and it was totally worth it. I mean, it changes your context of the film. You get to see so much more. I mean, we get to see a lot with these giant widescreen TVs, but they're not the same as when you're in that theater, especially not with a bunch of people, because the audience changes your experience. When I saw Serpent in the Rainbow at a theater in south side of Chicago,
oh my God.
That's awesome. I saw that. There was a bunch of very large black ladies that were doing the whole cliched, don't go in that room. Oh Lord, don't go in that
door.
That's part of the fun, though, man.
Yes, it is. And I've had people call me racist for saying this, but I feel every horror movie, Blu-ray or DVD, should have an optional audio track that has like the urban black audience. Bitch, go over that door.
Changes things. Okay, Paranormal Activity, when they did the, I think it was the silent ones, were set in more of a Latino aspect. They did a sneak preview of that in Highland Park in Los Angeles, which is a gang. They call it Hip Highland Park now, but actually it's a beautiful neighborhood, and I like the people there, but they had a real serious gang problem. And they had a lot of violence there, a lot of people getting shot, stabbed, killed, all that fun, happy stuff. And so to see that Paranormal Activity film there with that audience. And of course, I went down the aisles advertising American Horrors, and I was giving out cards to everybody. You guys like horror movies? I am Hart Fisher from American Horrors. Because like right now I'm watching Gorecast talking about dealing with demons is on the background of American Horrors.
Did you say Gore-Tex?
Gorecast. We have a TV show a lot like what you guys are doing. Two hosts, Johnny Danger Deadly and the Giz, are out of Limerick, Ireland, which is known as Stab City. And they've been hosting a show on American Horrors for many years, making their own short horror films too, and a lot of spoofy stuff, and bringing their own. Their attitude about horror is different because they're European. You know, they're in Ireland.
Oh yeah,
Things differently.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the thing that I love about horror as a genre too, is that it's like cooking, right? It's like cuisines. Everybody brings their own flavor to something. Like we were doing a Paul Naschy movie a few weeks ago, and Matt was going off. He's just like, "Oh, I love the atmosphere of this.
Which
it
one?
takes you to another world." Werewolf versus the Vampire Woman.
Oh, that's awesome! That's a great one.
That's my favorite. And also, and Matt, you got to check out Night of the Werewolf is on Tubi, and that's Naschy's remake of that movie from 1984.
Where he got the cheddar bops, right, to do it. And
he got.
I like his zombie stuff. I like his satanic stuff. Paul Naschy's satanic stuff is on par with the Hammer Christopher Lee stuff.
Inquisition is actually, that's kind of like from that era of Marked by the Devil and Witchfinder General. It's kind of like
I still haven't watched that. I want to watch that shit. Witchfinder.
The film stocks that Paul Naschy used, like I believe he was in Spain, correct?
Yes.
He was Spanish, so he's shooting in Spain, and much like the Sergio Leone westerns, the film stocks that they were using to shoot this with had such beautiful, rich colors.
I was saying
what's
juicy.
We play on American Horrors. I think it's Vengeance to the Zombies.
Yeah,
it's Vengeance to the Zombies, and it's got this weird Euro James Bond score. Wicka with all this satanic stuff and zombie shit and witch shit. But that's what makes it awesome. In the film stock
charming
are these luscious, beautiful
hypnotic
colors and rich blacks.
I know.
It's hypnotic and it's charming. Absolutely. I will say too about this movie.
Yes.
Well, whether you like it, hate it, or whatever, it's one of those horror movies or just movies that it's an experience. That's the way I would describe this movie for me.
It's definitely modern in a good sense. That's to say, the kind of stuff that we're seeing from A24, people like Panos Cosmatos, for instance, that horror is moving in a good direction, and that direction seems to be surrealism.
Well, the director of this film,
I'm gonna have to go.
All right, peace out, Sim. Much love, brother.
Later. Peace, brother.
See you, buddy.
Thanks for hanging out, man.
One of the reasons I did the film festival was so that I would have the opportunity to kind of like get to know the next crop of amazing filmmakers before anybody else could see them and see it worldwide. And this director here of Girl Next, I believe his first name's Larry. Larry's amazing. Larry is really, really on his game, really talented. And if I understand this correctly, I believe that the sequel is done. There's already a sequel done. We were talking about this a couple of months ago, me and Larry. I'm pretty sure it's Larry. Like what?
Right?
What's the director's name? Do you guys have the credits there for you in front of you anywhere?
Let me see. I think I screen capped it, didn't I?
And what they did with the twist in this movie too. You know.
So it is Larry.
Yep. Yeah. He's Texas based, isn't he?
So Larry is fucking. He's kind of upset that his movie just got dumped to Tubi. They dumped it unceremoniously with no fanfare, no anything. And I think the film
at least have been on Shudder.
Yeah. Well, there's not okay. Most of the time I look down on my competition, but in my career of examining the competition, I took a look at Shudder, and Shudder did some good stuff. I can't just piss on them. They had some good things. They supported some good projects. So I feel for the people that are getting pink slipped right now.
The only reason I have a subscription is just because of Joe Bob Briggs. That's it.
I was gonna do it for Creep Show. I haven't dumped it yet. I'm gonna dump it for Creep Show. I'm gonna binge it for a week probably.
You can add it to your if you have an Amazon Prime subscription, you can add it for like $5-6 or something.
I got that. I got the Paramount for Tulsa King because I'm a standalone.
I would also say it would be worth like the $5 or $6 for Shudder. if you haven't my problem is a lot of the movies that they have on there I already have copies of, and like Blu-rays and shit, right? But you could go on there and watch like a whole bunch of Mario Bava movies.
That's what's up,
right?
Like,
or watch a whole bunch of Dario Argento, or a whole bunch of.
You know what else I would recommend, guys, that you might not have seen? I've been doing my research. I always do my research on who else is doing horror out there besides American Horrors, besides American Horrors Classic, free on your Roku or www.americanhorrors.net.
Yeah, dude, if you want to drop that link in the private chat, or if we could drop it in the chat. Seriously, dude, any links that you want to drop?
I can't really type nothing in.
I got it.
Wait,
your popper got it. I'll look right now.
Okay.
So, what I would say is this place that you guys should check out. Everybody should check out. I know they're my competition, but I've been finding this channel on Roku called Midnight Pulp. Midnight Pulp. Yeah, and they've got an on-demand thing, and they're commercial supported. And I know I'm not supposed to advertise the competition, but if you're a fan, this shit's pretty cool.
That's Don't you never think of your competition. You got to if you're going to be competitive in an awesome, cool way. Be competitive like Muhammad Ali or Schwarzenegger.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Like Stallone and Schwartzy, dude.
Right? Like, in other words, I'm not going to try to trip you up. I don't dislike you. In fact, I do like you, but I'm going to fucking blow your ass away. And just by trying to keep up with me, you're going to go further than you would have without me.
Yeah, as a fan, Midnight Pulp is on Roku, and that's where I found it. It's on Roku, Midnight Pulp, P-U-L-P. And the thing that I'm recommending is they have a night gallery anthology series hosted by Christopher Lee that I never fucking heard of.
What?
And it's in there in demand. And they've got a lot of the Fulci stuff, and they've got a lot of like really good pristine HD transfers of this. I like my shit on American Horror's dirtier and more beat up. So I like those fucked up prints.
See, I like to have both.
Yeah, I do too.
All depends on like your mood. Like I said, every DVD, every Blu-ray should have like 4 or 5 different grades of the film.
Well, isn't it cool when you're a fan and you get to see? Okay, if you're a comic book fan and you get to see what the pencils look like, and then you get to see what the inks look like.
Exactly.
You get what I mean? Like that's pretty cool to see that. See the process.
The process of different art forms, like different almost different subgenres. If you were to go and jump into that experience of that multimedia, where it's just the pencils is a different. I don't know. Sometimes it could change the mood of the whole story.
Cool. Like there was an artist. There was an artist that worked on a book. I think it was Apple Peddler's Die at Noon, and DC Comics put it out. And I'm pretty sure it was the artist it was Dennis Cowan who did the art for Blade. The 70s Dracula series for Marvel. And so his pencils were really beautiful. So they actually published his pencils with colors over the pencils.
That's what Brian does.
I think that's how they did Apple Peddler's Die at Noon. It was written by Max Allan Collins, who's a really good.
That's why I like Eric Powell's Goon. Goon was like the one comic I always read, even when I dipped in and out of mainstream shit. As a kid, was the Goon. I fucking loved his pencils, dude. He would, but yeah, that's what Brian's doing too. Yeah.
Yeah, and Max Allan Collins, he's the guy who did Road to Perdition, which was
correct.
Yeah, which is basically kind of like a gangster version of Lone Wolf and Cub.
Yeah, it is, right?
Yeah, and then and the movie's different from the comic. It has like a different kind
of. Did he also do A Season of Violence, or was that Vincent Locke doing the art, the different writer?
That was Vincent Locke with Alan Grant. I
love that movie.
Yeah,
that's my favorite Vigo and Cronenberg movie. I fucking love that movie.
Oh, it's terrific.
Well, that one, Eastern Promises, is pretty dope, though, dude. I mean,
Eastern Promises is dope, but here's the thing. Here's the
thing.
Very inspirational. My problem.
Sorry, guys. I'm Scanners all the way. I'm Scanners. I'm Videodrome. I'm Videodrome all the way, man.
I'm Fly. I was Fly forever. I was Fly. I was Team Fly
Dead
forever.
Ringers. I actually think Dead Ringers is his best movie. But boy, I love me some early Cronenberg.
Just the way he shoots action, though, like the brutal fight scenes. Like, dude, I mean, I love, and they're slow. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Dude. Yeah. No, I mean, that's
Viggo Mortensen naked and bleeding in his shower. You weird pervert.
Yeah.
You're a
You know what
dirty
I-
man. You
You know
dirty
what I
man.
found funny? Well, I could one up that because I remember thinking after watching that, like, damn.
What, you're going to go to some more bloody story of Ricky where you
No.
masturbate to that weird shit, you dirty pervert?
No. I was just thinking, like, Vigo needs to do some manscaping.
Oh.
Like, his balls were like really hairy.
You're just getting more and more dirty and perverted, dude. You're involved in landscaping.
Like
You were saying, do you have it on Blu-ray? Do you like chuk, chuk, chuk?
You can see has. Well, no. The only time I ever did that, I'm not gonna lie. I keep it real.
You're gonna start
the only
writing
time
for the
I ever
gators
did that.
for Mr. Spin.
The only time I ever did that when I was watching a Jackie Chan movie, and he's like running around naked in like Istanbul. And, you know, he's doing that routine, like the Peter Sellers thing, where he's got like something up front and something behind him. And he's switching around.
Digging the hole deeper, brother. You're just
I absolutely did a freeze frame and a frame by frame to see if you could see his wang, because I was like, I'm pretty sure I just saw his wang there. And yes, you can't see his wang in that
enough
movie.
About his wang to do a frame by frame.
No, it's not that I care about his wang. It's not the fact that you can see his wang. Yeah, man. Oh God. But yeah, there's some pretty nasty shit in this. The characters are really. I think one of the things that's really disturbing about this movie is that it spends so much time with the villains that it's almost more about the villains than it is about the heroine. How sick these people are. Their job is to kidnap women and turn them into walking, talking, breathing fuck dolls, right?
Have you guys ever heard of the butterfly program, the Monarch program?
Yes.
Just from the movie,
this is a lot like that kind of thing where you psychologically break people down through systematic sexual abuse and different drugs and just a lot of abuse to break them, to break their personality, to wipe it back, and to create these dolls that they're marketing out to their rich clientele. And it speaks to me. I feel that this film really speaks because 2021, this film was gestating and filmed and shot. And then it came out during the Epstein stuff, during all the Epstein things that were happening. And we understand that there is this kind of thing happening around the world.
Absolutely.
For sure. I felt there was a reality to the film, and especially with the really weird drug stuff.
Yeah.
Well, that's I mean, to me, that's the thing. I can't say that I like this movie. I could say that I'm not going to, I shan't soon forget it.
Yeah.
And, it gets at first I'm thinking homeboy here. I'm trying to remember the character's name. He is doing a drug, right? That he seems to be huffing. And at first I'm thinking, wait a second, is that like nitrous oxide? Right? I'm thinking wait, did this just turn into fucking Blue Velvet? And then it turns out that he's doing this very bizarre drug called Aqua Velva.
Aqua Velva. Now look. For those of you who know, this was what, a shaving? Yeah, a shaving, like slap your face.
A really cheap, shitty Rite Aid fucking brand.
Yeah. Like really bad, really cheap aftershave.
Yeah, aftershave.
And remember the tagline? Are you an Aqua Velvet man?
Yeah, that's right.
Aqua Velva.
And I guess it's called that because of the color, or maybe that's what they actually use. No, it can't be, because the stuff that they're using,
it's blue. Aqua Velvet, I thought was green.
What the aftershave was.
And then it seems to glow. I'm assuming that they must have hit it with a black light or something like that. That makes it like, because it looks like it glows like predator blood.
Yeah.
And it's not a special. I mean, it is a special effect, but it's not like, a digital thing or something like that. It's just like, they must be hitting it with like a blacklight or something. But yeah, so homeboy's just like huffing this shit, and then this clown head appears and starts talking to him. And I'm trying to remember, what was the big line that he gives him?
I can't remember, man, and I've seen this film a couple times. You were talking about, like, you're going to remember this movie, and that's exactly the point, is you're going to remember this movie. And when we got the submission in and I'm watching the trailer before I watch the movie, I got to admit it, I lost my mother the other year. So going through the submission process and watching these horror films, there was some stuff with violence against women that was really bothering me and getting to me. And when I saw the trailer for this with my friend Trike, a lot of my people at American Horrors would hang out with me when I'm watching these movies.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
the
people from all booking or promotions would hang out and watch these movies with me. And my buddy Trike, aka The Hobbit, who owns a comic book shop in Lake Geneva, manages a comic book shop in Lake Geneva. I would watch these movies with him, and I was dreading this movie because the trailer was so hardcore and so brutal. I was really, really dreading watching this film. And so it does stick to your bones.
But isn't that what horror is for?
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's
it's
one of the things that makes it so therapeutic, that makes it so purging.
It threw me off too, though, because you get wrapped up in what the girl's going through, right?
Yeah.
Okay, she's captured. They fucking cut her toe off.
Mind whopper.
Whatever.
Wiper.
You're caught up in what she's going through. And then the pervy sheriff shows up.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Even before or was it before or after the sheriff?
The pervy sheriff is dipping off into one of these rooms to get with one of these little hotties that they've programmed. But no, Perby Sheriff is a necrophiliac, and he's about to jump on a corpse.
No, he
wasn't.
Elvis. He was,
Elvis.
No, that was the honky tonk man, the honky tonk man, the guy with the mutton chops.
Yeah.
And I just remember just thinking like, oh no, is he gonna? And then I was like, wait, did the movie just turn into a Slayer song?
Yeah.
Like one of the things I always liked about Slayer. Every single Slayer album has at least one song about necrophilia, and there's one album I think has about 4 songs about necrophilia.
Well, I mean, I was just dipping back to the Alice Cooper days.
Cold Ethel, right?
Cold.
The film has a really good trajectory of keep changing up your expectations. It keeps changing.
I will agree with that. I will that I will agree with, because at first I'm thinking, wait, this is going to be like boring torture porn, and and then it's just like, no, wait, now it's like getting surrealistic, and it does definitely shift around, and in a deliberate way. It's not like the kind of way where we've all seen films where you could tell like the people that made it, they didn't know what they were doing, like they couldn't decide
where they were really trying to go.
Larry knows what the fuck he's doing. Larry knows exactly what he's doing, and I won't reveal the ending, like I won't do the spoiler alert, but this movie has a really credible twist at the end. Like it has a serious twist at the end of this film that is very surprising, and I think that it's valuable without I refuse to reveal it because it's really good, and it really took me by surprise.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. And it's about halfway, I would say almost halfway through the movie, there's that twist. You know what I mean? I mean, from what I got, and when she walks into the room and she says, I'm this and this of a this, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I think that's also relevant about.
I'm a clone of a clone of a clone.
Well, I didn't want to say that.
Copy of, yeah.
So, I mean, is she just saying that? Or for me, like, I was thinking that's exactly what she is. Like, exactly what she is. Not just saying that. You know what I mean?
Well,
and that's where we're going, dude. Like with these bots, these sex bots that we have nowadays. You know what I mean? I could see them doing this with clones. That's why I thought the whole kind of horrific thing about this movie is they're cloning them, turning these clones into sex slaves. You know what I mean? Putting them out there and bringing them back. And I don't know, man. There was a lot of that's. I thought that was pretty crazy.
But I don't think that's literally what's happening. But it might. But I guess it might be.
There was a room full of them with the corpse too. There was the elder corpse that was attempted to, that almost got fucked by a honky tonk.
Right, but that's the thing, is you don't know what's going, like what's real and what's like in her head.
Right, and I'm also thinking that even the 2 main antagonists, they were clones as well, and they were part of the system in which they That's what I got out of it, anyways.
Into a whole clone area I didn't see at all, brother.
Yeah, and I watched it on my phone, on a little piece of shit phone the whole time, over 7 hours or so. But that's what I got out of it, and he's talking sequel, so who knows? But that's the spoiler that I didn't want to. But I had to fucking hopefully I didn't hit what
No,
I don't
it's
think
not-
I hit. I don't think I would have hit on what Hart was talking about. But
Right,
that
right.
was the whole like.
No, not at all. And one of the things I do want to tell people, by the way, if you want to check out Girl Next, the link is below in the description where you can watch it completely free. Most importantly, unfucking censored.
Yeah.
Like with commercials, but not too damn many of them.
I had that
the
experience
placing
with
of the
television on
commercials was
Hulu. It
horrible.
wasn't too crazy with commercials. Like at the beginning,
I
there was
just-
more commercials, but it kind of went away at the end.
Since
Yeah.
you brought it
Yeah,
up,
that's them
I
out of the
have
way.
to
sort
point it out. The placing of the commercials was horrible.
Of course, because they're not. It's just automatic.
The,
You know
the
what I'm
placing is
saying?
a job, dude. That's a skill
Dude, it's
set.
like every time
That's a
it
skill
was like
set.
you were just about to have something
It
good
is.
happen in commercial.
Right. Right.
It's like,
trying to think
come
of my
on.
Well, it's an
dad. He
automated
used to
process. The way this works
Yeah.
with Tubi is it's called ad injection. And
Yeah,
so it's a completely
I can tell.
automated process. It's not part of like to help you like a broadcast channel or perhaps like American Horror is totally free on your Roku. American Horror is an American Horror classic. No commercial interruptions of the feature films. Thank you.
Look at
Free
the
at
chat, people.
AmericanHorror.net if you don't have a Roku. But it's an ad
Look at the
infusion.
chat.
And it's something that if you watch American Horrors on glued.tv, they do that. And so it's worse because the commercials roll over the programming. So a minute and a half of programming is gone.
I know.
And it's every 6 minutes and 30 seconds. And at Glue TV, that's out of my control. Like we made a deal for them to pick us up and run us. But that issue of them running the thing over the programming was out of my control. And
Oh.
I hate it. I hate
So
that.
just as you're about to see that axe bite into somebody's face,
Yeah.
God damn it.
I think putting the
That's
ads
why
in
I
though.
say watch American Horrors on your Roku. My favorite viewing experience of American Horrors is on Roku. But I will say a little hack tip.
Subscribed.
On AmericanHorrors.net, when you're watching it via the web, for
Yeah.
some reason, we don't know how this happened, you could pause it.
Oh, that's dope.
Really?
That's the way I'm gonna watch it
You
because
can't
I don't have
pause
a
it on
Roku.
Roku. It's a live stream, but on AmericanHorrors.net, you can pause it.
I still do need to thoroughly check it out, but it
Yeah.
is on my Roku, and I do have it bookmarked, and I definitely will be checking it out. Real quick, let's since you were talking about the trailer, let's take a quick look at the trailer. And of course, folks, I gotta pause periodically, or otherwise the algorithm yanks us.
Pee break.
There you go.
You traffic women.
Snatched.
We create beauty. Only when the change is complete do we deliver.
Change.
Program.
This time you'll do what we ask. But if
And of course, the Beast from Revelations.
you do not
Hey, I got some glasses just like that.
you know.
This is the key. Pure DMT and a mix of other hallucinogens beyond what a human can possibly process.
There he is. Old button shot.
Badass. Well, hey, we were showing breast assist the other week. I was flicking by them really fast, so why not? You know, equal opportunity offenders.
Now you'll become my doll.
To a prosperous future.
I see things. I see you getting out of here.
No, I don't think so.
Don't harm the merchandise.
I don't know. And I don't care what kind of spooky shit you got going on out here, but we need product. I'm the way forward. Me. He shows me. Laurie! This is your quantum moment.
Gonna fuck you up, bitch!
I have to say, one of the things I appreciated also about this movie was the fact that they weren't using canned sound effects for the guns.
Say
curious won't help you. Being obedient will.
Yeah, like that's for me, like what I got out of it. Like they're trying to perfect the sex slave clone, and it bring on the next girl, the next girl, the next girl, the next girl.
I think you're really
The
missing this idea of the clone. What you're missing is part of the process is they like that they're breaking a woman. They like that. That's part of the thrill. It's part of the joy of, I kidnapped this woman off the streets of Nebraska. I kidnapped this woman, this blonde-haired, blue-eyed American woman, and I mind-fucked her, and now she's your fucking sex slave. They don't want a clone, dude. They want that breaking. That's part of the idea of the film, is that's part of the clientele and their sickness, is they need you to be broken.
Right, because they're sadistic.
Yes.
Yeah, and because human traffickers, look, I am a peacenik, although not a pacifist. Don't believe in capital punishment. But these are the kind of people where, if I just happen to be carrying a 12-gauge shotgun and stumbled across them doing shit like this, sorry, gotta go.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the exact thing of it is, but to me it looked like they're all clones, dude. Like all of them are clones. Except for the sheriff. The sheriff seems like he was a real dude, but it seemed like they were just fucking crazy clones. Like it was like a psychological thing where they're trying to do this to these clone sex trafficked women,
Well, whoever it is that's funding them is completely invisible.
Yep.
There's hints of them. There's little hints of communications from his boss, and they're working on the drug. They're getting into the drug, and they're going, hey, we need more. Your product is taking too long. Your process is taking too long. We want to shorten this. Here's this X amount of money. They're part of the authority system, and it touches on all that QAnon kind of stuff without saying QAnon, and it touches on a lot of that notion of this is happening on a higher level. If you study anything about sex trafficking or CIA honeypot traps, or if you read this work and understand, like the Franklin Affair, which is from the 80s. I highly recommend that book. You could get it on Amazon. I think it's called The Franklin Affair or The Franklin Scandal. And it's all about how they were using these homes for wayward boys. They were using it for black orphans, and they were selling these kids off as sex, toys to the wealthy and to the politically connected. And it was part of the SNL banking scandal in the 80s, and a lot of people died.
Yes.
Yeah. A lot of people were murdered, including a congressman, including an ex-law enforcement private eye blown up in his plane.
This goes back. This goes back quite a bit. God, I wish I could remember her name, but there was this woman who was just recently released 2 books specifically about this subject, about CIA honeypots. And how it's all about getting politicians and people in powerful places into compromising positions so you can tell them exactly what to do.
Yeah, and this is a long known practice. And isn't there another movie about the Russians doing this called Red Sparrow?
There might be. I'm
pretty sure it's called Red Sparrow, and it's all about the same thing, where it's the same kind of breakdown of identity and turning these women into these honeypot traps to be used by their spy apparatus. And it's a real thing. This isn't something we've made up. This is a real thing where like sex is used to manipulate the political process or to get something on somebody who's like, maybe they're in the closet and gay, maybe they're
blackmail material. That's what it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I've heard
so
crazy
I think
stories.
this film touches on all that stuff because no one thinks about how you'll hear about sex trafficking, but this is them showing the process of breaking somebody down. And I thought that was part of what was the most frightening and the most horrible, is that they have this process to break you, to break you as a woman, to break you as a human being. And to me, that's the scariest shit. To me, that's why I thought this film was so goddamn scary, because I could see it happening. I could totally see this going on now. You know what I mean? It didn't seem like
it's worse
like
than this.
Jason
Yeah.
Voorhees is not going to come out of the lake here and come stab me. But this seems like it could happen here on the streets of Lake Geneva.
Yeah, totally. I've heard crazy.
That's the crazy
real shit. Is this?
That's the crazy shit. That's the crazy thing. Is that as horrific as the shit in this movie is, I can almost guarantee you the real shit that's going on is probably 100 times worse.
Like that scene right there with all the maggots coming out of the face, and like,
yeah.
is it you know what I mean? Is it a drug or like I don't know. It also has like a little bit of Matrixy feel to it, a little bit of Clockwork Orange with the
little bit
wipe.
of Mandy, kind of like
I'll
at least
take
in
it
terms
way
of style.
further back. It's way more like fucking Ken Russell. It's way more like Altered States. Way more the one crazy Lair of the White Worm. You ever seen Lair of the White Worm?
Dude, that is the only movie that I rented on VHS where when it ended, I pressed the stop button, rewound it, and then hit the play button. Just rewatch the whole thing.
For me, it was Total Recall with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So we're gonna watch it again.
Dude,
I guess.
Lair of the White Worm when the vampire woman snake goddess.
Amanda Donahoe
in the hot tub. Oh my god. Oh, I was losing my mind because I was a kid. It was like what, 1983, 1984?
Yeah, man. Amanda Donahoe, man. It's Bona time.
I was swimming around and I was like 1 year old at that time.
Yeah, you're the youngin. You're the youngin in the group, brother, man.
But that's why I'm here. I don't know shit. You gotta, you know what I mean? I'm that duality, you know what I mean?
Absolutely,
you've seen it all, I've seen nothing. So
that's what, dude. That's
you're
why this would never.
It's all about clones with you, I think. I think you're the clone guy.
Well, yeah. No, here's the thing I love about Matt, right? I was like I said this to a friend earlier today. He's a guy who loves horror, right? And has seen a lot of horror, but hasn't seen a lot of the classic shit. So that's why I love like springing stuff on you that you haven't seen before. That I think like you're like, hey, maybe you should take a look at this. And that's why we don't do a lot of mainstream movies. We mostly do what would be considered cult shit, really.
Yeah, cult shit.
You got to do Shivers. David Cronenberg, Shivers. You got to watch Shivers, and not on your fucking phone. You got to watch it on something bigger than your goddamn phone.
Barbara Steele in a bathtub.
Sexual violation.
Bathtub scene. Well, I mean, once the parasite gets in there, no. But up into that, man,
Gina Davis with the fly and
with the maggot,
dude. You know.
Oh God, I'm telling you, she was still like really fucking hot when that came out.
So you guys are so caught up in that. I guess I'm just that's gone from me because of the porn career.
Hey man, you know, one of the things that always drove me crazy about like all the fucking hate that people in porn get is that
the birth
shit. What?
Like the birth, like even I was there for my kid's birth, and I'm like behind the curtain. I can't watch it. You know
I'd be like whoop 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 whoop.
It's hard, dude. I'm like there holding her hand. I could be there holding her hand, but I can't look. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think I'd probably feel like that too, and I think a lot of guys feel obliged to it, and don't.
No, I mean I want to be there.
Of course. Yeah.
I don't know how to put it to words.
You're the one who's responsible. Yeah. You're the one that did this to her, right? Of course. No, you wouldn't want to miss the. I don't have any kids, but of course you don't want to miss the birth of your children. You just don't have to have your head down there.
No, you got to be there to be a witness. So when they're thinking they're all hot shit, you'd be like, "I saw you and your face was sideways, getting squeezed out that vagina."
Right.
You know shit, son. I saw you. You were blue. You were blue for 3 weeks.
Well, shoot, one of my kids came out like looking Asian, and then I was like, "Is this my kid?" And then she grew up like 10 feet tall and blonde hair, blue eyes. I'm like, "Okay, that's mine."
Oh my god,
it's crazy how much they change.
It is.
Like right there, he looks like a almost like a scientific, experiment. You know what I mean?
Well, it looks like
obviously
his face is coming off.
Right.
Like there's.
And
the drug is debilitating him. Like the drug is eating at him like, let's say, street trash with a bottle of Viper.
Right. Because he goes from huffing this shit to just like, cutting out the middleman and just fucking slamming.
Well, isn't there that drug in Russia that's known as like alligator or something? Like it fucking melts you. It's made of all these explosives. It's in Russia, and it's this corrosive, terrible drug that they snort and do, and it gives you this alligator skin that reminded me of that kind of thing.
Oh fuck!
Oh my god!
It's like Killer Croc.
Killer Croc.
I know about the bath salts, man. I remember driving to work 2 years ago on Halloween morning. I was going in to open up the shop, and there was a bunch of homeless people and they're like. And like just moving,
zombies.
Yeah, and it was foggy as fuck in the morning, Yeah. And I go in there and I go in through the grocery department. I'm over there fucking hacking some shit up, and I look up and they're coming through the door. And there's this lady stacking fruit over here in the produce department, and she's like, he's coming through the door.
Oh my god!
Yeah, and the fog's coming in.
Drug problem for the Russians. It was a real thing. It would like disintegrate your skin.
Oh my god!
It was this horrible drug they were doing. It was pretty brutal, and it was going on. God, this is like fucking 12, 13 years ago. But
how
Larry,
the hell does that catch on?
People do all kinds of stupid shit to themselves.
Right.
Yeah,
you're
when
right.
you're young, you don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
you just want to leave.
You're right.
And jackass, and they put a fucking firecracker in their buttocks, and they think those cops aren't going to burn their ass off as
that
a bottle
was a stupid question. I always say there's no such
They
thing.
never show the trip to the hospital where you've got third-degree burns all over your fucking ass because you're a dumbass. And you put that thing there. That get the fuck out of here, you fucking morons.
I always say there's no such thing as a stupid question. Actually, that was a stupid question. Why do people do this shit? Because they're fucked up. That's why. Because people are fucked up.
I will say though about this movie, what is important, it does bring awareness to the fucked up sex trafficking stuff that goes on. You know what I mean? People should be aware of this shit. It's real. And there's other things that they do too, like they can take your kids from what is it? Child Protective Services will take your shit, put your kids into that. The judges could be in on it. Like there's all kinds of fucked up shit I hear about.
Absolutely.
And that's good. That's the one thing this movie, could even just like, we'll make you think about it. You know what I mean? It should be thought about. So that I give.
Well, that's the idea of what I was saying about the Franklin affair, the book I was talking about. You can find on Amazon. It's all about the notion of that's what they do is they look for a way to isolate their victim. They look for a way to find a victim pool that has no advocates, and that's why orphans and kids in foster care end up in so many terrible, terrible hands.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
One of my writers from Boneyard Press, Stephen Elliott, has been a foster care advocate for a long time. If you've seen the movie The Adderall Diaries, that was Stephen's story.
Oh, wow.
So this, like you said, is very, very real, and this goes on right here in the Midwest with people setting up fake places to like help kids. Fake.
DSS and Child Protective Services are not your friend.
They're for number one. If the best case scenario, is they're there to make money off of children.
Yes, absolutely.
Money,
absolutely. I saw a stream just the other day on a channel called Revolutionary Blackout. One of the most based lefty channels, actually the most based lefty channel that's out there right now. And they were talking specifically about Child Protective Services and how it's used to destroy families and have basically market kids.
Yep.
And so, we're watching our country deteriorating year by year. And this sort of a thing, what I find spooky is that they're almost on the verge of almost being open about it.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like you have to have a guardian, like right for your kid, for each kid. You know what I mean? Especially if you're a single woman or a single male that's raising your son or daughter.
Yeah.
You have to have a guardian. Otherwise, they can snatch your fucking kid up. You know what I mean?
Christ.
So, and then they're gone. And then you can't even see them. Someone could take them and then be gone to Australia. Who knows what the fuck?
God,
you know what I mean?
oh,
So
Jesus,
there's a lot of stuff you have to do,
Yeah.
You have kids.
The people responsible for that shit are the very fucking scum of the earth, man. There was
they're fucking demons. That's what they are.
Yeah, well, I mean, gee, where do you think people like that go when they die?
Well, I know where I hopefully went for them.
Yeah, man.
I'm sorry, you guys, but I have to
let
come
them
forward, and I have to say that my mother worked for the Department of Public Aid in Illinois since 1969, and my mother was the welfare lady that would come and do checks on families in the Randolph Taylor homes.
Yeah.
So I have a different vantage point of some of this, and I know about how things can overreach, but I will say my mother had a lifetime career. I had her on Heart Attack Radio to discuss her lifetime of working in the Department of Public Aid and its different programs for education for women to rise and learn management skills. And
it does vary from state to state too.
Well, depends on the people.
Well, it always, it does. Yeah, like when my mother got sick, I discovered that
we set the rules.
Right, like when my mom got sick, I discovered, because I'd always been told that there are all these great services for seniors in Rockland County. When my mom got sick, I discovered all that shit was a facade. All of it was a facade. That those people weren't there to help you. That it was a racket, basically. And I discovered that the woman that ran the Alzheimer caregiver support group in the area used to work there at the Department for the Aged, right? And she quit. She quit because she was like, "Yeah, they're fucked up and well,
it gets worse. It gets worse every fucking year. You know what I mean? More corrupted."
My mother, one of the great things that she did when she came on my political radio show, Heart Attack, is I brought her on as an expert to discuss Obamacare versus Medicare. And she flat out laid out exactly professionally from an insider's point of view of how Obamacare was set up to game the system and to be able to help drug companies commit fraud, whereas Medicare had all its policies, its websites, everything was there. They didn't need to create a new infrastructure. And she also went on to show how different parts of Medicare was set up for fraud, that insiders had specifically set the system up for systemic fraud. And that's a big part of our government here.
Oh, without a doubt.
Part of the government.
Well, I mean, it's
fraud that's built into the system.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
The beginning of our country with rackets too, even, you know.
Oh my God. And it says something about Obama that his greatest success was passing the Republican health care bill, right? Because Obamacare was actually Romney care. Just repackaged. Just put another fucking sticker on it. Nope, we can't fuck you like that with this kind of guy. But we got a guy that's in office now that can get away with freaking murder. You know, he even said in an interview, he's like, basically, like when it came to legislation, I was a Republican. You know, people are like, oh, he's a communist. I'm just like, that dude's a capitalist. If I ever fucking saw one, man. Oh man, but but he was a gentle face on the empire. You know, that's why they don't like Trump. It's not that they have a problem with his policies. They just don't like him. They want.
They don't like him. He's Henry Cavill.
It's just, oh man,
fuck that guy. He's that. Fuck that guy. Let's get rid of him.
Yeah. Oh God, Jesus Christ. Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, they want to have a good front man on the empire. They want somebody that's going to be able to fucking get a lot of shit done that somebody less diverse, wouldn't be able to get away with. But
I like how you're flipping through these insane images as you're making your political statement.
I know, but that's what we do. We digress.
That's what your politics, and there's this peyote trip going on.
That's
in the
what we do. There. That's just how it goes down here. But we should be talking about, I think, next week. What should we watch for next week? Do you think?
I mean,
did you guys talk about Bad Candy?
No.
When I was on the show, like that was the two films I threw at you. It was Girl Next and Bad Candy.
Yeah.
And the director of Bad Candy, Scott, he does a ton of music video work. He works at like Mastodon, and he does all these great music videos.
Nice.
Bad Candy was in 2020 during the lockdown. It was our best feature at American Horror Film Festival, and I believe you said on the show when I was on before that also is free on Tubi.
Yes, and we will do that at some point. But I think next I need a little bit of a palate cleanser. Oh geez,
uncut version of The Devils.
They've got Maniac Cop and Maniac Cop 2, but Maniac Cop 2
is better, right?
is like 100 times better.
That's Sam Raimi,
No,
right?
Maniac Cop 1 is better. Why? Bruce Campbell.
Bruce Campbell is in Maniac Cop 2 as well. He just gets killed at the beginning.
No, he's in the whole movie. So, dude, you're totally wrong right from the get-go. We get like 2 seconds of Bruce Campbell in 2. We get a whole movie full of Bruce Campbell kicking ass.
That is the first one. I just feel weird going in.
Step into a Slim Jim now, buddy.
Step into a Slim Jim. I feel.
Here we go.
Like
Let me tell you, brother. Why do you think I grew this goddamn mustache?
That's how my dad rocked it, dude. His whole life. He still has one like that. Bah!
It is manly. It doesn't match. Pops has a picture of himself where he looked like exactly like Sam Elliott.
Yeah, he looks like Sam Elliott. Yeah. I'm watching Sam Elliott right now on the 1882. That show's fucking.
That sounds brutal. It sounds good. That's the problem. There's too much shit. There's too much shit to watch.
Is the man who killed Adolf Hitler and Bigfoot?
Yeah, that movie was decent. I liked it. I like that fucking movie.
I've heard good things about that. Another movie that's on Tubi, I don't know how long it'll be there, that I want to do it definitely at some point, is Exorcist 2, The Heretic.
I want to see that too. Fuck.
Well, it's so bad. It's so bad, you guys.
It's not. It's awesome. It's just a mess. It's just a mess.
There, we got some. I like that. But that's what we need for this show. He doesn't like it. He likes it.
But there's some great John Borman moments in there. There's some great
God.
John Borman
It's
directing
batshit
stuff.
crazy. It's like there's two John Bormans. There's the John Borman that's like a proper filmmaker that makes movies like The General and Hope and Glory and Deliverance. And then there's batshit crazy John Borman that makes shit like Zardoz and Exorcist 2. And like that's the John Borman that you get for Exorcist 2 is the batshit crazy.
Love me Excalibur. That's the best Arthurian movie ever. $10 million budget. Packed with
my God.
Badass actors and
my God,
I love that movie.
That was one of my favorite movies as a kid. Conan kind of beat it out.
Yeah, Conan's my favorite movie.
Yeah,
ever.
it's
with RoboCop and Dracula, like those three.
It's up there. Oh man, we haven't watched any Bruno Mattei yet. Zombie 3's on there.
Fuck, we got to pick something. We got to pick something. It's good if we pick something kind of soon. That way we get a little more time, you know.
Yeah. No, I'm saying we can have this. We can have this discussion right now at our leisure. Oh, Inferno is on there.
That's that's part 2 of Suspiria.
Suspiria.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, now we're coming full circle. Suspiria is an attack on the senses. It's an experience. Same thing like the movie we watched tonight with Next Girl. That's how I felt. I was thinking of Suspiria a little bit and a little Mandy. I didn't want it. It's nothing like Mandy, but it had the drug thing. I think that might be a thing now.
Yeah,
it's the drugs,
and the surrealism too. Oh, yeah. Cutthroat's 9, that's a really good one. Actually, Frankie was here last week, and we didn't answer him. I missed him saying that. He was like in the chat. He's like, "Do you guys like Cutthroat's 9?" And I'm just like, "Well, I could speak for myself and Hart, which is that is fucking awesome." You've seen Cutthroat's 9, right, Hart?
Yes.
Okay. I'll tell you though. I'm gonna be honest. I've been really wanting to watch. I've been really trying to get into the Maniac Cop franchise, but I just haven't. And I do want to see Exorcist too.
Oh, then
let's do rock scissors paper. Are you?
No, we'll do. Hart picked the last one. Hart picked last time. So it's your turn.
Okay, I
do Exorcist 2.
Or you know what? You've been talking Exorcist 2 for a while. Let's get it done.
All right.
There's a lot of wild shit in that movie. It's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth it.
You have to at least take a look at it.
Then on the 3rd of January, we got Margene Holden coming in to do vampires. Got to make sure Sim shows up for that. John Carpenter's Vampires, right?
Oh yeah. So yeah, because if Sim like naps through that again, I'm gonna drive all the way up into Canada just to fucking put the fucking figure 4 leg lock on his ass. and Ollie, Rats, Nights of Terror, I got that shit on Blu-ray, son. I love that movie. Bruno Mattei is man, like the best bad filmmaker out of like Italian horror. I can't say that guy's movies are good. I could say that they're hella entertaining.
Have you guys ever covered the Uli Boyle Rampage films? I believe there's 3 of them.
No. Uwe. It is pronounced Uwe, you Schweinhund.
See, like there was a time, like possibly, maybe, like for his films, I would take a big bong rip and maybe, possibly, theoretically, just watch the motherfucker because it was like, ooh, they're making a movie of this. Okay, I'm all in.
The Rampage films are
they're on there.
Dead on. They're
seen the
fantastic.
First one. I like the first one. There's the second one worth watching too?
Definitely.
Okay. Uwe Boll, of course, for those that you don't know, was the guy who did House of the Dead, Blood Rain, a bunch of like video game movies, Far Cry, and you know, people were calling him like the new Ed Wood.
Yeah.
And so he was like, I tell you what, come and box me.
He's not that bad. He's not Ed Wood. He's more Roger Corman.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would agree.
Sure.
I would agree.
And he makes some good ones. He makes some good films. Some of his films are very, very good. And I'm going to put the Rampage series on it because I think there's 3. I think there's 3 of those things. I really do. And I would put that on the list, especially with the notion of mass shootings.
Okay. So Matt, are we doing Exorcist 2 or are we doing Maniac Cop?
Let's do Exorcist 2.
Yes. Okay. Done. Yeah, I can't bring myself to throw it. It's got an awesome. That's another thing I love about that movie is the Ennio Morricone soundtrack. Is just
let's do the first one though when we do it, because a lot of the times some of the movies like Subhuman, you like part 2, and part 2 was better. But I would still like Subspecies. I would still like to watch the first one just because I'm kind of a completist when I watch my movies.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I mean that's why I was thinking Maniac Cop 2. I'm like, no, I can't do that. You know,
it's Bruce Campbell.
Yeah. It's Bruce Campbell, right? But anyway, before we sign off, everybody, you gotta tell us where we can find you, Heart Brother, man. Tell these fools where they can find you.
You need to watch American Horrors on your Roku. American Horrors and American Horrors Classic. All day, all night, all horror. American Horrors. Totally free. No commercials during the feature films or online at AmericanHorrors.net, www.boneyardpress2020.com, or online at Facebook.
And is it safe to say that American Horrors is very metal?
Oh, without a doubt, because we have uncut music videos from Danzig, Slayer, Obituary, which I directed the video for on Headbangers Ball. Yes.
That was fun.
Industrial, horrorcore rap, all kinds of stuff.
Oh, hell yes. And speaking of metal, Matt, where can these fools find you?
Oh, thanks, Brian. You guys can find me at Rune Cutter Comic on Twitter. If you guys want, you can check out my channel, Metal Movies and Brewskis, where I talk about metal, movies, beer, and some indie comic books. And if you guys, want to check out my book, it's called Butch Cleaver. You can check it out at butchcleaver.com. I got Butch Cleaver 2. It's about a butcher who gets killed and he's brought back to life by a voodoo curse, and that curse gives him the power to weaponize bone on a molecular level. So yeah, thanks, Brian. I really appreciate it, brother.
Hey, I appreciate you, man. And Pops, whom I don't appreciate enough.
Big Sexy Outdoors. That's who we're pimping today.
Okay.
Go
nice.
check out Big Sexy on YouTube. They got some cool
swag?
hunting stuff like that. I gotta cover my sponsors, bro.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, no, that's dope.
Absolutely.
He partners up with Laughing Rogue, our gaming guy. Okay,
cool.
He's partnered up with Big Sexy. They do stuff together, so make sure we cover them too.
Oh yeah.
Madness Comic Network. You guys know what's up. 25 different shows weekly. CromCon, which is CromCon Europe this month on the 31st. Starting early here in America, but starting at noon over there across the pond.
Fuck yeah.
So I'll be up at 7 o'clock in the morning talking to people from Britain about comic books. Y'all can join us. Just like
always love connecting with our fellow indie comics creators across the pond.
There are some ass-kicking books coming out of Europe, bro.
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
Don't forget Ed Gein. Ed Gein needs some love.
That's one of them. And he will be it.
Check out Lucifer Storm's book, Ed Gein 3 and 4. It needs to hit its funding goal. Still has a few days left.
Oh, really? Oh, shit. Oh, that's right.
Demon Hunter. Ed Gein Demon Hunter.
But see, what happened to Lucifer is Lucifer got COVID.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Oh
so
fuck.
he's kind of like knocked out of the circuit. So all we can do is keep talking about it and dropping links and shit, guys.
All right.
That's all we can
Okay.
do.
Yeah, and folks, remember, if you can't afford to back shit, I can't afford to back shit right now myself, right? If you can't afford to back shit, share the links.
I will say,
to your
though,
Twitter and your Facebook, it costs you nothing, and it makes a
I will
big
say,
difference.
in the case of Lucifer, if you back that book, you'll get that book.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I got
You
one
get
too.
that.
Got 'em.
I haven't even read them yet. Oh, I got them too.
I know. I gotta check that shit out. It
But
sounds
I'm
really
not going to
dope.
read it. I'm gonna wait till I get 3 and 4 to read it.
Oh, dude, I got
Right, so
3.
you binge.
I got 3, and I got 4 on the way. Woo! 'Cause he
I
did
really
get
want to
'em.
read that,
He's
man.
already got them, guys.
Yeah,
He's
me
already
too.
got number 4.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, he's done.
He's already
Yeah.
has them in hand. It's just
Yeah.
waiting
Kinda
to
like
see
Blue
who he
Bonnet.
shipped.
I mean, if he doesn't get across, this was the funny thing too. Like last week we were talking to Hart like after the stream, and I realized like I had a speech prepared for him, which was the old look, you know, it looks like you're probably not going to get funded, but everything's going to be okay. We'll get you, you know, we'll set up your next campaign. You're still going to feel like you got nutsacked, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But he got funded, so yeah. It kind of left me with my dick in my hand. But speaking of my
It's a
my hand,
marathon, people. It's a marathon. That's the thing that folks got to understand.
Oh.
It ain't over till it's fucking over. It's always a marathon. Always have faith in your product. I had a lot of interference on this campaign. You know, we found out that Facebook was interfering with us and shadow banning the campaign. So we did it regardless of them trying to shut us down. So we still got funded. We're ready to rock. I'm just waiting for Ethan to deliver his epitaphs and David Hayes for his introduction, and we're ready to fucking make this thing print.
Bitchin' wicked cool. All right, everybody. We will see you next week. And before we tune out, just want to say appreciate you tuning in. We'll see you next week. And as always, peace, love, and metal.